fast. Money in my pocket and my suitcase park. Shirt with fringes and gay socks. Fresh and so clean when we step on the scene. Big from the top, yeah, we live in a dream. People I watch me like cinema screen. Everybody having fun and I sing and I scream. Glass over again. Save us, God, gather us together, deliver us from Egypt again. A holy day, for us to celebrate. So let's rejoice, make a joyful noise unto the Lord and give Him praise. A holy day, glass over again. Save us, God, gather us together, deliver us from Egypt again. A holy day, for us to celebrate. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord and give Him praise.
I'm sorry, yeah, you gave me one more chance, yeah, you saved me, yeah, you gave me one more chance. That's over.
Bust the dance, everybody feel up, bust the dance, bust the dance, bust the dance. Well, try feel up, bust the dance, bust the dance, bust the dance. Everybody feel up, bust the dance, bust the dance. Apocalipse 1:14. Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos. Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos.
Black Wall Street, ball out. I buy all gear till I'm all out. Rep 12 tribes, that's what I'm about. Feast day, gotta work, wanna call out. Dance floor, yeah, I'm in a groove. Don't pay them haters no attention till them move. Celebrating, see me dancing on my shoes. To the old life, I'm chucking up the dues. It's a new moon and I'm feeling great. Show up on time and I'm never late. Got my brothers with me and they all straight. Good wine, good food on my dinner plate. Yeah, we just chillin', having fun. Sayonara, old world, cause you done. God got me shining like the sun. I ain't know we shining with the sun.
Move your feet in your sneakers. The music sweet through the speakers. One man to a mamacita. Celebrate, true believers. Don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance, don't stop. Dance, we a dance, and I tell them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance. Move your feet till your muscle them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance, don't stop. Dance, we a dance, and I tell them don't stop. Party a dance, we a dance. Dance, we a dance till you can't feel your Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo no es blanco. La prueba está en la Biblia. 12 tribus, baila mis hermanos. Jesucristo es moreno. Jesucristo.
When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest and finding none. He saith, I will return unto my house, from whence I came out. This is a story of temptation, the condition of the battle. When he knocks, what will you do?
Kick the bad habit, 8 years clean. Let the homies go and added Christ to my team. Brand new job kinda took me off the scene, but I get every other Sabbath off. I gotta make this green. Job shot me a promotion, new suit, a new desk. Raised the pay a little, but they doubled up the stress. Call me on my off day, asking if I can flex. Seeing I work the Sabbath once this month, damn it, then what's the rest? 11:30, I'm out the Dizzo. Deuces, I got the gizzo. Ran into an old homie in traffic, we call him Renzo. Gotta keep it short, cause he Carlos still bang 6-0. But I met the cat in preschool, love him like he my kinfolk. Say he need a ride to the corner, back to the wood store. Ran to get a couple of donuts and Coke and Cheetos. Gun went off, man, what these niggas shooting at me for? Kicked the bad habit. 8 years clean. Left the homies going at it. Christ to my team. Brand new job, tried to take me off the scene, but I told him I need the Sabbath off. Ain't dying for no greens. Deal got me a demotion, more hours, more stress. Dropped the pay a little, but I got the day of rest. Call me on my off day, asking if I can flex. Told him I won't break the Sabbath day. Note this for all the rest. 11:30, I'm out the Dizzo. Deuces, I got the Gizzo. Ran into an old homie in traffic, we call him Renzo. Gotta keep it short, cause he carnal, still bang 6-0. But I met the cat in preschool, love him like he my kinfo. Say he need a ride to the corner, I told him no. Gave the brother cup on the fries, he can't went home. News came on, Rick killed the corner in front of the Listo. Tried to catch me slipping, bro, got my father's business though. When he come knocking, what you gon' do? Limo demons, yeah, they coming too. I ain't trying to scare but fear you, but what you gon' do? Temptation knocking, who you running? And the clock is saying tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Pay attention, this is split decision. Tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock. This is scripture. Now the moral to the story in this life, it ain't that complicated. Choose your life or death, you got the option, you must demonstrate it. Come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul, there will be tribulations. Racing to the swift, you might trip and you gon' need the patience. Believe it, man, the times may change, but these demons remain the same. You don't change your ways, you gon' stumble with the same things. Hit your spiritual ceiling, no growth, no real change. Making all the wrong decisions, repentance was just a phase. Hey, I'm just here to tell the truth. The devil coming through, now what you gon' do? Leave him at the door, invite the whole crew. These conditions of the battle, since Adam you have to choose. Either pick gotta be missile food. If you play around with sin, then he gon' get y'all too. Life and death is set before us, win-win or lose-lose. It's repent or die, the decision's on you. When he come knocking, what you gon' do? Limo demons, yeah, they coming too. I ain't trying to scare but fear you, but what you gon' do? Temptation knocking, who you running? And the clock is saying tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Pay attention, this is split decision. Tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock. This is scripture, choose your life.
Tuned in.
Starting to get vexed by the conversation of the wicked. I hear rappers nowadays and I can say it's truly sickening. They focus on the money, only thinking about the riches. It's ironic cause I still don't hear no value in their lyrics. Some niggas rocking dresses out here looking so effeminate, but truly their intent is to destroy the black image. We out here teaching truth and they be acting like we tripping. All would be like unto Sodom if the Lord ain't leave a remnant. Hope you feel it in your spirit when you hearing the true prophet speak. Either that or burn. Baby, burn for your non-belief. No dog should move his tongue. And somehow they still be hounding me. My feet don't find no rest, but my people still be sound asleep. The secrets of the meat got the whole world, man. We on the brink of World War III and you still selling Nick bags. Better repent fast for the nuclear destruction when the world drastically take a population reduction. When you gon' change for your wicked ways? You can't tell that we at the end of days. I say when you gon' change, when your body hits the grave and your spirit dies and you feel the blaze. I say when you gon' change, when you gon' change, when you gon' change. I say when you gon' change, when you gon' change, when you gon' change.
See, we here for a purpose. Put in work. If you ain't working, then nigga, you worthless. Teaching unbelievers. See, we don't make profits, we service. Prophets on a mission. We working this heavenly service. Carrying my cross and my burdens. You reading a lot. And that's the reason you believe what these heathens concoct. What's the reasons you got, bro? I mean, Jesus the rock. But you a wild man worshiping stones. We all see that you believe in a lie instead of the truth. I'm firm and my works is the truth. We standing idle while we burn them. That's the worst that we do. It's life or death, so just be careful who you worshiping to. You working the Lord and he working for you. For certain it's true if you just pay attention. The wicked flee, so don't try to leave, so just stay and listen. We fishing for souls, pulling them out the devil's kitchen. For he fillet you, then it's over, then it's way too late for you to call Jehovah. Man, we tried to tell you.
Change from your wicked ways. You can't tell that we at the end of days. I say when you gon' change, when your body hit the grave and your spirit dies and it feel a blaze. I say when you gon' change, 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 when you gon' change.
As we're united in Christ, keep the commandments, that's our only advice. No necromancy, but we're here to bring the dead back to life.
Absorbing the light, planet while I'm pouring this life. No photosynthesis, just give me living water with ice.
You caught up in strife, that big eye, but look nice in mid eyes. But all you do is babble like Nimrod and a pink eye.
And again, I tell you to repent, but you pretend to be that 66% that for better listen. And and die.
Step in the building, sing a war song.
Running high, keep the civilians from the war zone.
Prophets back, spitting facts to be exact.
And we gon' attack, leaving broken limbs and soul bones.
Burning heat, passion and flame, bringing the change.
Heat is licking up the dust of our feet, bring them a change.
You gon' die if you thinking it's a game, what a shame.
Christ coming, it'll never be the same. Nigga, when you gon' change?
What's the point of you telling me you know everything that I'm about to say? When you don't even keep the laws at all, you won't change. How do you make excuses but say you still love him? When Christ the King comes back, that all will mean nothing. You don't really got the time. You don't wanna give up hoes. You don't wanna stop smoking, no. You don't wanna give up hope. You think he came for everyone, and somehow there is 3 in 1. You've been so deceived, all that you believe, everything your pastor talking about. I wanted to tell you something important. This is the truth, but you hear nothing of it. I wanted to tell you something important. You will not hear, cause you're stiff-necked and stubborn. No, you already know exactly what it is. Don't wanna hear the verse, don't wanna be convinced. You already know. You already know, right? Ooh, you already know. You already know. It look like you know. Where are your fridges to let your light show? Don't reject this flyer, you need to learn more. From the holy convocation, where you go? How do I get the kingdom? Let me know. Here's a Bible with scripture, can you show? How they go from the bottom to the top? How the hustle and wait, they'll never stop. So you know these laws is how you love your people. So it seems to me that you don't love your people. From what I see, you want us to be equal and live the way that they oppress our people. Hold up. You read the whole Bible and you don't fear our God. That don't make sense. Change. That's all that makes sense. Change. That's how we get saved. And if you don't repent, bang. Don't be cold or lukewarm. Flame. You know, stay low. Save. I wanted to tell you something important. This is the truth, but you hear nothing of it. I wanted to tell you something important. You will not hear, cause you're stiff-necked and stubborn. No, you already know exactly what it is. Don't wanna hear the verse, don't wanna be convinced. You already know. Ooh, you already know.
The Noise Killers.
I was a sinner, that's what I was about. Smoking and drinking, lusting for women. Grew up in the church, my father a pastor. But what he was teaching me, it didn't matter. Never keeping these laws, trying to do for myself. I would creep in the dark, never asking for help. Though I knew the whole time, the Most High had a plan for me. Sought for no remedy, spirits cling on to me. Everything I tried to do, it never did seem right. And I tried everything. Wake up in the morning wondering why I can't get right. Cause I tried everything. can you make it strong? You build me up so that I may grow. I am no Pharisee, this is not for show. Without your love, I have no way home. I do not want your wrath to follow me. Everything I try to do and never did seem right. And I tried everything. Wake up in the morning wondering why I can't get right. 'Cause I tried everything.
If you knew what I knew, then you do what I do. For some reason you won't, so I know that you don't. And it's not that you can't, it's cause you true that you ain't. It's a truth you can't fail, and you do it, you don't. Do you really fear God? Or what he say if you die? Or do you fear men and find comfort in lies? Do you know what happens to a sinner that dies? When the most I gave grace, the most I gave you time. If you knew what I knew, you'd be scared of that lie. You would teach in the street knowing that you may die. You would call them the devil that prophesy lie. You would put away sin and cast business aside. If you really knew God, you would say he was black. You would teach we Israelites and gotta come back to his laws and commandments and wouldn't look back. Saying thus said the Lord, and that's a well-known fact. If you really knew God, you would say he was black. You would teach we Israelites and got to come back to his laws and commandments and wouldn't look back. Saying thus said the Lord, and that's a well-known fact. If you knew what I knew, you might change your name too. Let the old man die, be made a new you. Change up the whole game and do new things too. Okay, now the new me, and if you knew what I knew, if you knew what I knew.
See, we the Israelites, boy. It's time to save your life, boy. Stop all that foolish nonsense and repent, yeah, you know what I'm saying, boy. It's time to be a man, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Kill off the old you and become brand new when you would.
If you knew what I knew, you'd be living more Christ-like. Do what I do, keep your sins at the stoplight. Tell the old man you ain't doing what you used to do. Make a new plan, cause the old man's not right. What about you? I'ma try to be the best me. Gotta get my mind right, God gon' test me. Stay away from niggas in the world cause they vex me. I ain't trying to be up in the circle with a stress beat. You be taking back the end. The time get to spend with the friends that don't care about the most high. You be running from the sin, trying to put your brick in any word that you can so you don't die. If you knew what you was doing, would you still do it? Can you focus on the word and be real to it? Every layer of the sin, will you peel through it? If it's coming from the Lord, then I will do it. I don't wanna be the stubble. My nation's in trouble, we really don't need that. I'ma hit you with the laws and commandments through the faith of the Lord. I ain't looking for no feedback. Where the prophets at? Where the prophets at? Better get your mind right. Other nations don't believe that. I don't really care cause the fire's still coming when the time right. If you knew what I knew, you'd be telling everybody to repent, but you ain't really no believer. Babylon is the lady in your life and you love her so much that you ain't never gonna leave her. So be ready for the big bang boom, cause many more perish than them that be saved. If you ain't ready, then you better make room. If you knew what I knew, you'd be running from the grave.
See, we the Israelites, boy. It's time to save your life, boy. Stop all that foolish nonsense and repent, yeah, you know what I'm saying, boy.
Hey, Cap, I got y'all.
It's time to be a man, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Hey,
Kill off the old you and become brand new when you would if you knew what I knew.
if you knew what I knew, you would stop claiming Suwu. Lusters and Miss 13 and Vice plus 2. Instead, you would roll with Christ crew. If you knew what I knew, righteousness you would pursue. Hey, and stop pimping your sisters too. You would delight in y'all's rules instead of serving that dude. If you knew what I knew, you would not misuse. Drugs and alcohol, substance abuse. All over your body and falling with tattoos. All drunk in a party, probably thinking that you're cool, but you're looking like a fool cause you couldn't face the truth. Messiah came for you, college grasses is you. Hey, the word hit harder than a bazooka. Hey, you can live longer than
Girl, the Most High chose you. You ain't gotta worry about what them other girls do. All them other women wasn't chose. Don't be jealous, boo, so don't get blasted. Trying to follow the masses. The modest way you be dressing, baby, it got me sweating. You got my heart, girl, don't you ever second guess it. The wisdom when you speak make my heart skip a beat. Honey on your lips when we kiss, girl, it's so sweet. And girl, you oughta love that. When a girl walk by, I don't look back. My mind set on you, you already know it's true. It was all love when I met you back in high school. And ain't a damn thing changed. Gotta thank the Lord cause we've been through some things. What the Lord joined, no man can put us under. Our love burns like the sun in the summer.
Girl, you know it's true, he chose you. For me, let me show you how to rid that spirit of jealousy. I remind you, when that spirit finds you, please, let's be mindful. Most High God has chosen me to lead.
You know the scripts say I'm your head and I I never defile that bed. Only a strong woman can be led. And before we go to sleep, scripture gets read, you know. Keeping laws is holy ghosting. Preparing Passover, lamb for roasting. International week, coast to coast. And when I face the east, I'm always boasting to the Most High for giving me the right help meet for my life. With the proper understanding of one wife. That's 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2. Yeah, that's all right. Girl, ever since you came, my life has never been the same. But sometimes your emotions be messing with my brain. Just get yourself in order before we meet the king. Cause Messiah ain't playing no game, man.
Girl, you know it's true, he chose you. For me, let me show you. Out of it, that spirit of jealousy. I remind you, when that spirit finds you, please, let's be mindful. Most High God has chosen me to lead. Hey, girl, you know it's true, he chose you. For me, let me show you. Out of it, that spirit of jealousy. I remind you, when that spirit finds you, please, let's be mindful. Most High God has chosen me to lead. Hey.
You're now tuned in to the Raven and Wolves radio show.
Testing. Shalom, Israel. Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, where do I begin?
Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. You all are tuned into the Raven and Wolves radio show. All right, we back at it again another Sunday. You know, bringing you all the truth according to the Bible. Okay, so this week we got a special guest on the show. All right, who there? Hey, can you pan the camera around a little? Let them see the special guest we got.
All praises.
All right, we good? All right, this is Sister Yael. You understand? She with IUIC. You know, can you tell the people a little about yourself? What you you know, why you here and so forth?
My name is Sister Yael. I'm here to talk about fibroids today.
Okay.
And my background is I study with IIN, the Institute of Integrated Nutrition, and I have my certificate through the American Drug Association of Practitioners.
Okay.
And also I study with Layala Africa, School of Symptometry. You know, people probably heard of those things, may not have, but I've gotten certain certifications through them as well.
Okay, all praises, man, all praises. So you all remember last week we did a show. We was going into how Esau using what you call that again? How they using hysterectomy and surgery and birth control to destroy our people, you know. So what we doing this week, we doing a little follow up. You understand? Like 2 months ago I did a show on fibroids, you know, so we ain't gonna just do a show and point out the problem. We gonna come with solutions also. All right, so that's why Sister Yael is here today.
Oh, praise.
You understand? So you all heard her qualifications, yeah, you know. She ain't just a sister that just, you know, them Google sisters that just Google stuff, remedies and so forth. No, she literally certified in in these things that she's speaking on, you know. And when you look into it, a lot of our sisters is struggling from different sicknesses. One mainly fibroids. You know, when you look at the statistics, they say over 80% of black women is struggling with fibroids. All right, I want to read this article and then we're gonna let the sister discuss certain remedies and so forth that you sisters could use to help you all with that. Okay, so the first article, read it.
This article is called "Why Do Black Women Suffer the Most from Uterine Fibroids?" It's on the website Ask for UFE. All right. Uterine fibroids, non-cancerous tumors that grow on, in,
on or in the muscle of the uterus affect 20 to 40% of women by the time they are in their 40s. But African American women are 3 times more likely to have fibroids, and the tumors can set in even earlier in life. Although there are no known ways to prevent uterine fibroids, there are some factors that may be reasons that black women are at higher risk.
So they say black women is at higher risk of getting urinary fibroids. All right, read on.
One of the factors, hair relaxers.
What they said?
Hair relaxers.
So they say one of the factors that cause black women that increase your risk of having fibroids is hair relaxers. Okay, when you put all that hair relaxer in your hair, read on.
A study done on 23,000 African American women showed that women who used hair relaxing products were more likely to have fibroids.
Okay, read on.
Specifically, fibroids may be linked to the chemical exposure through scalp burns that result from relaxers.
Okay.
Girls who got their first period before age 10 were more likely to get uterine fibroids later in life. And early periods may also be linked to the chemicals in hair relaxers.
So what we got to understand, right, is that a lot of these sisters and them, a lot of sisters, they get in fibroids, and they struggling with that, but nobody could tell where it's coming from. Why is black women getting fibroids as a more likely than any other race of woman on the planet Earth?
Yeah.
What's going on? You understand? So that's why we got the sister here. She gonna go into it a little and hit you out with some knowledge. You understand? So, Sister Yael.
Well, let me just comment just a little bit on what he said about the toxins. So there's something called xenoestrogens. So it says that are chemicals or herbs that mimic estrogen. Okay. So it's synthetic. They mimic estrogens. It says there also are some chemicals and herbs that tell your body to increase the levels of estradiol. So the estradiol help make things grow. So that's why when women go through menopause, the fibroids disappear. So of course you don't want to be in your 30s and 40s and keep waiting till the menopause come for the fibroids to disappear.
Right.
They'll probably grow bigger and bigger, and then you'll be having more problems. So then it says the most common herbs that tell the body to increase estradiol levels are coffee. So say like if a person has fibroids already, right?
Right.
Coffee helps the fibroids to grow.
So you sisters, you all hear that?
Damn.
You sisters that like drinking coffee, if you got fibroids, you got to cut that out. You got to cut that out of your diet.
Hey, iced coffee too? I know they're going to ask.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Oh, wow.
Chocolate.
Yo, chocolate is like
woman favorite.
Yeah, women love chocolate. Favorite. That's like that's like I'm trying to use the right words, like aphrodisiac that they use, females where you bring them roses and chocolate and stuff like that. So you telling me if they got fibroid, they gotta leave chocolate alone?
Yeah, chocolate.
Okay.
Chocolate.
But don't they say that chocolate is good for when the woman is on her menstrual period? That the chocolate is does it help, or so it's?
Well, that's different. I mean, because it's soothing something, it's soothing a craving. But now you have a situation going on. So when you have a situation going on, now you have to stop.
So it's
all
not
those
actually
things.
helping.
No, it's not helping.
Oh, crap.
Also, cocoa butter.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
Like in lotion. So things that go on your skin topically can go into your body and create these xenoestrogens, like cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter?
Yeah.
So you said it.
So meaning that, so say like when you get these, well, I just bought one though, but I don't have fibroids though. Oh, praises. Queen Helena, they have a Queen Helena cocoa butter. I kind of like that, and I brought that. So that's mimicking these estrogens. It goes into your skin. Also, there's another one, lavender.
Okay.
Lavender can help, because like say like if a man would use lavender, like he'll put it on around the breast area. He can get what is called the man boobs, because it could create estrogens in the body.
Oh damn! Hey man.
And also, they said tea tree oil.
Tea tree oil?
Yeah, tea tree oil.
But that's good though.
So it is good, but these are some of the things that you want to try to stay away from. while you're trying to
reduce the
fibroids, get rid of them.
Okay.
Not to say forever.
Okay.
But while you're going through the reduction of it.
Okay, so you sisters, you all hear that? If
man.
you all got fibroids, you understand? You all got to keep away from the cocoa butter, right? But cocoa butter, you know, that take the blemish off your skin and stuff.
Like you could try the natural type cocoa butter, but say like if you get those cocoa butter lotions,
right?
It might be synthetic,
right?
So that might be the problem.
Okay.
So you can check because everybody's different.
Okay.
So it's almost like a trial and error. You would know like, oh, I did this, now something's growing, I'm getting more pain.
Yeah.
Something's weighing down on me. So you just sometimes you just have to, you know, just see. You know, the bishop say, wait and see.
Okay, so basically, what they doing, they basically the remedies you're giving is for them to is gonna help shrink the fibroids that they have.
Lord's will.
Lord's will. You know what I mean? Because you know what the scripture said. Let me read the scripture real quick, right? You know, it says, go to Ecclesiasticus 38 and 9. First, we gotta put the Most High God first in everything. You understand? Ecclesiasticus.
38
verse 9.
Sirach chapter 38 verse 9. My son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord.
But do what?
But pray unto the Lord.
Read it again from the top.
My son, in thy sickness be not negligent.
So the scripture said, in your sickness, don't be negligent. You know why I'm mentioning this? Because some sisters, they got fibroids. You know, they realize something wrong with their body. They bleeding longer than they supposed to. They keep having abdominal pains. That's what they have, right?
They have abdominal pains.
Right.
Heavy bleeding.
Right.
Irregular menses.
Right.
They can lose sleep. Like your sleep patterns will go off.
Yeah.
Right.
Frequent urination.
Right.
There's a lot of different symptoms. That
so they see these signs, right? Because some sisters, they see these signs and they don't even go to the doctor, or they don't even say, let me go get a, what you call it, exam you do.
It's called an ultrasound.
Right. They don't even say, let me go do an ultrasound or something to see what's going on down there, you know?
Or a pelvic examination.
Right. You know, so read that again.
Sirach chapter 38 verse 9. My son, in thy sickness be not negligent.
So the scripture said, don't be negligent in your sickness. You sisters that might have sicknesses, go to the doctor. You understand? Have the exam. See what's going on there. You know, read on.
But pray unto the Lord.
But first thing you got to do is what?
Pray unto the Lord.
You got to pray unto the Lord. You understand? Read on.
And he will make thee whole.
Because he's going to make you whole. It's the Lord is going to make you whole. You understand? Yes, we're giving you all natural remedies and so forth to use. But you all got to first and foremost go to the Most High God. You understand? You all got to first and foremost do that. All right? He's the one that's going to really heal you. Okay? So
I wrote down some things when to see a doctor. So when you're experiencing heavy bleeding.
Right.
Because you're experiencing more painful periods as well, menses. Frequent urination, the change in length or cycle or persistency of your menstrual.
Right.
Lower abdominal or pelvis pain, you want to go to see a doctor. So they what they're going to do is called a transvaginal ultrasound, or they'll do a regular pelvic examination.
Right.
And this is going to help to see if there's any abnormalities in the uterus, which is the womb, the cervix, that's the neck of the womb, and the endometrium, which is the lining of the womb, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries, bladder, and pelvic cavity. So they're going to check all those things.
You said a lot of big words there.
I explained it.
The pelvis. No, I understand what you're saying, you know, but you know, some brothers like, what is the uterus and the pelvis? Some brothers be like, yo, what the hell is that? You know, but you're right. You know, the they're gonna examine
they're gonna examine all of that.
Uterus, all of that. They're gonna examine.
It's called a transvaginal ultrasound.
Right. So if a sister need to go get a checkup, she need to go. If she thinks she have fibroids, that's what she got to go check, right?
What they would do is a regular pelvic examination where they put you in the stirrups and then they put the fingers and feel around to see.
I don't like imagining that. You know, that's why my rib, if she go to the doctor, it got to be a female doctor. You understand?
Yeah, man.
I ain't like that right there.
And then they'll take pap smears to see if there's any abnormalities in the cultures that they get.
Right.
And if they do, then they'll go. The next visit might be going to see if you have getting a trans vaginal ultrasound.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
All right. So, you know, your sister, see, this is the steps you got to take if you have symptoms that you have fibroids. You know, you got to take them steps right there. You know, you got to what you call it? You got to go get to the doctor, get the exam. All right? So,
now,
what else
I
you
wanted
want
to
touch
say
on?
also, the conventional treatments, I wrote these down. The conventional treatments that they will treat you with, they will give you pain meds such as ibuprofen, etc. Now, that's not good. You can do white willow bark. That's a natural herb that helps with pain. White willow bark.
Okay, so they give you
Ibuprofen.
ibuprofen.
And you don't want to do that because these things can tax your liver and your kidneys.
Okay, so you sisters, you all hear that. You know, when you all having the pain, they give you all painkillers. And the painkillers, you say, sis, it damaged their...
Yeah, it can tax the liver and it can build up toxins. We're trying to get rid of toxins. We're not trying to build up toxins. So white willow bark helps with pain.
Okay.
Also, birth control pills, they will give that to manage estrogen and progestin to alleviate heavy periods and pain associated with fibroids. Or progestin injections or progestin releasing IUDs. They'll put that in you. Drugs called gonadotropin, releasing hormones, may offer temporary relief by stopping periods and shrinking fibroids. There's a catch to all of this. That's why I'm going through this. This drug blocks the production of estrogen side effects. It also causes and shrinkage, but it will cause bone loss, hot flashes, and vaginal dryness. But
wait. That one bad. Wait, it gonna cause...
Yeah, so this drug called
What? It gonna cause what?
It's called gonadotropin.
No.
Releasing hormone. This is the drug. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Sis, you just said something that scared me a little.
Say the last part again, sis. The last part.
Yeah. So it may offer temporary relief by stopping periods and shrinking the fibroids, but this drug blocks the production of estrogen side effects. It causes bone loss, hot flashes, and vaginal dryness. These are the side effects if you go and use that drug.
Damn.
That's destructive.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy, right?
Because it's blocking total estrogen, and estrogen is their natural estrogen.
Right.
Is good for helping things to grow.
Yeah.
Right.
So you need those natural estrogens, but what it does, it blocks estrogen, period.
Totally.
So now it's going to cause the bone loss, hot flashes, and vaginal dryness.
So the hot flashes is what, like when the
body heats up and he's sweating profusely, then all of a sudden it get hot, then it get cold.
Oh,
okay.
Things like
so that drug, they give the sisters that drug to use, sisters that got fibroids.
Yeah, it temporarily stops periods, and shrinking fibroids.
Okay, but we know that, you know, sisters, we don't want sisters using that because number one, they supposed to have their menstrual every week. I mean every week. Every
God forbid.
God forbid. Yo, my bad. They supposed to have their menstrual once a month. You understand? So we don't want sisters to follow that. You understand?
No.
So and not just that, you say it also damage their bone.
Yeah.
You know?
It will damage the bone.
And then the last part you said that it create
vaginal dryness.
Dryness, meaning that, you know, a man wouldn't be able to deal with his wife because she all dry up, they dusty, you know.
That's pain. That's sheer pain.
So, you know, that route there, we don't want sisters. That route right there, we don't want sisters to take that road. Sisters, that's why we bring Sister Yael on the show. We brought her here for your benefits. You understand? So you all pay attention. You understand? Later on in the show, you could call in and ask her questions and so forth. Because they say 80% of females is black and Hispanic women is suffering from fibroids. Right. You understand? So we giving you all some knowledge right now. You understand? The sister, she well knowledgeable in different herbal stuffs and remedies and so forth. You understand? She's certified in a lot of different fields, so she could help you all, you sisters that's going through this, you know. So
is it okay? So now, when it does all that, says the fibroids will return to their previous size once treatment ends. So you go through all of that treatment
For nothing.
For nothing.
Oh man.
Okay, so for that treatment, so if you stop it, remember it says temporary relief.
Right.
Everything will return back.
Right.
So it's just an illusion.
Yes, because I was going to ask you this question when you say temporary. What do you really mean? But you just explained. After all that pain and all that dryness and bone problem and sweat,
yeah,
it goes back right to where it was.
Exactly.
So I got a question for you. So when you look up what people most usually believe about fibroids or what modern medicine, what they tell us about fibroids, are all growing fibroids cancerous?
No, they're not cancerous. Because what happens is a fibroid, when you look at it, it's collagen fibers that are clumped together, and they're protecting that mass of waste that's there. So the pus stuff or fill garbage that's in, because that's what it is garbage, it's crap, it's toxins. It won't move throughout the body. It's not going to move throughout the body, so it's not cancerous. Okay. But if they go in and try to cut it, right? So they try to cut it out.
Right.
So some of that, just like anything, some of the waste is going to drip out into the body, and then it's going to cause problems within the body. Not to say it could be cancerous, but it'll cause more problems in your body.
Okay.
Because you're snipping at it, you're cutting. Just like anybody, you know when they go get a biopsy?
Right.
And then they say, oh, wow, I got the biopsy, then something spread. Right. So things can happen during biopsy.
So like when a doctor is doing like a surgery, and you know they normally cut, because that's what Isa like to do. They like to cut our people, right? That could cause further damage.
Yeah.
If it spill, you say something like that, right?
Yeah, it could cause further damage. You know, because our bodies, we weren't born with zippers, so not to be opening it up, really. But you know, sometimes we have to do. You know, but if we can remedy with other things, then we could try the other things first.
Right.
There's more stuff. So other treatments are embolization, myomectomy that removes the large fibroids. Endometrial ablation treats small fibroids but destroys the lining of the uterus, so pregnancy is not possible.
Wait. So you tell me another treatment that they give, it destroyed the uterus where the sister can't get pregnant.
Yeah.
I tell you all, the white man is the devil, man.
That's
right. You understand? The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, yo. For real. That's why we was going into this last week, sis. You understand? We was going into how they use surgery, they use medication and all these different stuff to stop sisters from having kids. You understand?
Yeah.
To stop us from repopulating. You understand?
Attack on a womb.
Exactly. You know?
There's more. So now you could get a ultrasound, and it won't damage the uterus, but not recommended for women who want to become pregnant. So all of these things, if you want to become pregnant, you should not do these things.
Right.
You should not do it. If you want to become pregnant, you should not do any of these conventional treatments. Right.
Well, I remember this one sister. She had fibroids. She used to be bleeding not for weeks, but for months, non-stop. You know, so she could barely walk, keep falling down. You know, and she was young in her 30s. You know, so the sister, she came to us for anointing and so forth. You know, but the doctors and them, they told her they gonna cut out. They said, listen, they said they took out some, and then the rest that was there, they said, listen, we gonna get next year. You gotta come back. We gonna take out your whole uterus. We taking out everything. So if you wanna have a kid, you know you can't. You know you gotta get it. You can't have no more kids. You know, so because they said the fibroid is right by her
the fallopian tube.
Yes.
In the uterus. If it blocks there, the man's sperm can't get in.
Right. So they say they gotta cut. They gotta take out her whole womb, uterus, everything. You understand? So what's your expertise on that right there? And they're taking out the doctors taking out a woman uterus.
I don't know. You know, I don't want to be like one of them conspiracy theorists.
Okay, no. Well, this is just your advice. You understand? Just give us your advice from your expertise.
I don't know. With
and
anything,
so
just like when we get abortions and different things like that.
Right.
They use those tissues for certain things.
Right,
they use our organs for certain things. What? I don't know. But they use them for something. They could lie to you and tell you that you need this taken out. You probably don't.
Right,
and you letting them do it anyway.
Right.
You know, because for some reason our organs are more superior. They use it for something.
Right.
I don't know what.
Well, they do research into our genes, and all like sisters that have miscarriage, they take the baby. Right now they're trying to do stem cell research and all of that. They're trying to clone people and all of that. You know, they're trying to go into people genetic makeup. So we understand they're doing something with all the stuff. You understand?
Yeah.
But my thing is that, you know, a lot of sisters, they go to the doctor, right? And the doctor say, listen, we got to take out your whole uterus. You understand? That's what they say. But I'm asking you, you know, what can, like, when they take out a sister uterus, how would that affect her in the future? Not just by not having kids, but you could touch on that one.
It's gonna throw off her hormones. So when a woman's hormones get thrown off, that's when she's gonna get all these hot flashes and different things like that, and then she's gonna go through mood swings.
That means
she
very
gonna be
emotional.
Yeah.
Emotional or
fighting and all them stuff.
Yeah.
Beat up man and all them stuff.
Hey, so you brothers out there that listening, man, if your wife, if she had that done, a vasectomy, that's what they call it, right? No, not vasectomy. A hysterectomy. A hysterectomy.
Yeah, it's history. Bye.
Jeez,
Yo, so, but you brothers that got wife that got a hysterectomy done, you understand? No, you know why she be having them mood swings and want to argue with you all the time, because her hormonal balance is off. You understand? So she just 1 minute she good, the next minute she just gets some crazy mood swing. You like, what the hell is going on with this sister, man? You know? You want to know, you like, yo, she crazy. You know, some brothers be coming to us and be like, yo, I think my wife is crazy, man. You know what I mean? 1 minute she good, the next minute she just be acting up, like, you know. But listen, that's because her hormones in her body it's imbalanced. And it's also the same thing, like, you know, when female get pregnant, sometimes they get very emotional, they start crying, and they get angry, and you know what I mean? It's the same thing because the woman hormone in her body is off
balance.
It's off balance. You know
and some part of it's heightened in certain areas. But but to touch on the bleeding, right?
Right.
Okay, you said she was bleeding a lot. If you when you look at certain remedies that they talk about naturally, without supplements, right? Women don't eat vegetables.
No,
they don't eat vegetables.
You mean the woman today?
The woman today.
Okay.
They're weird.
They do not want to eat any vegetables. So what will help with bleeding is vitamin K. Vitamin K helps clot. It helps clot the blood.
It helps what?
It helps to clot blood. You know. So vitamin K can help with the bleeding. Maybe if women will probably eat vegetables, you know, it will help because vegetables are high in vitamin K.
Okay.
Right? But they can take vitamin K supplement.
Okay.
Or eat vegetables.
Okay.
Or do both.
And that's gonna help with the bleeding
The
nonstop.
bleeding, yeah, it can help with the bleeding. There's other things that will help with the bleeding. There's herbs with witch hazel. There's shepherd's purse. These things help with bleeding as well. They can try those herbs as well, but you have to be consistent with it. When you're doing herbal healing, you can't just take one pill a day.
Right.
You can't just take 1 cup of tea a day. You have to do it 2 or 3 times a day.
Right.
When the doctors give you medicine, they say, here, take this 2 or 3 times a day. Why?
Right.
Because it has to continually to circulate in the blood system.
Right.
To start regulating. And they give you a regimen for 7 days or 10 days.
Right.
That's when you got to continue to do it. Not off and on. Things are not going to happen in an instant.
But there's one question. You mentioned earlier about sometimes the doctor would take these parts like out of his body and they probably use it for whatever they have in mind. But these sickness, they are reversible, right? According to like they have any natural remedy. They're reversible, right?
With according to Esau, it says that he says that it's not, like, it's no cure for it, and I wrote that down here somewhere.
Is that a true statement?
No, it's not true. It's true to them because they don't have the technology or the information for that. They're not going to give it to you. Right. So according to them, it's not true.
That's
right. All right, let me read this scripture. Let me read this scripture here real quick. Go to Job 13:4, man. You know, because some of these doctors, man, Esau got the cure for certain things, but guess what? they not gonna give it to us because they ain't trying to cure us. You understand?
That's right. They're
not trying to cure us. They want the sisters and them to get a hysterectomy, to take out they whole uterus and all of that. That's what they want, because they want to stop the sisters and them from having more kids. You understand? You know, but read that real quick.
Job chapter 13 verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies.
Because the white man, he's forgers of lies, man. Read on.
Ye are all physicians of no value.
They are what?
Physicians of no value.
Some of these physicians is physicians of no value, man. You understand? Some of these physicians today, they are physicians of no value. You understand? When you go to them, you understand? When you go to them, it's up to the Most High whether he could put the spirit on them to heal you or not when it comes to the surgery and certain things. You understand? But they ain't trying to heal you. That's why they are physicians of no value. You know, they give you pills. They give you all type of different steroids, this, that, and get you more sick. You know what I mean? When they give you the pill, they're going to say, this pill is for this. But, you know, remember what you just said. The pill could cause bone loss.
Right.
It could cause
dryness.
Vaginal dryness. You understand? It could cause, what else? There's all type of different side effects these things have. You know, and when you read the pill, you see the advertisement a lot of time, and they say, oh, you could take this, you're gonna cure this, but it could you might have thoughts of suicidal. You know, you might have, you know, them the kind of things that they say. You know, you might feel like killing somebody. You know, you might, you know, so you know, you might, you know, so these things, a lot of these things Esau got set up. You understand? It is of no value to us. You understand? It just get us more sick. You know, you all remember our brother Barack Bar. You know, I literally used to talk to Barack Bar. You know, Barack Bar, he had a whole bunch of medication like this.
Right.
I said, damn, bro. I said, why you taking all them pills, man? He got one pill for this, another pill for that, another pill. And each pill was creating something different in him. You understand? You know, he started having seizure. He took the pill he took for seizure, causing him something else to happen to him, you know? So I'm like, damn, man. I said, bro, you can't try to work on something to try to wean off of them stuff, because I know been using it your whole life, but that thing is messing you up, you know? One time he had some allergic reaction, you know? I'm like, damn, yo. So read that again, brother.
Job chapter 13 verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value.
So the white man, sometimes that's the reason why I say sometimes, because the most I could use him sometime to heal our people. You understand? But sometimes he's physician of no value. Which time? The time when it comes to dealing with sisters and the fibroids. You understand why? Because what he does, he tells sisters, he says, okay, you got fibroids, I'm gonna cut the fibroids and get them out, right? So what they do sometimes, they take the sisters into surgery and they cut the fibroids out or for the uterus, right? But guess what? A year or two later, the fibroid grow back. You understand? So what's the sense of them cutting the sister open and removing the fibroids when it grow back? So what sense does that make? Even if the sister have a hysterectomy, right? Even if she get that, the fibroid could still grow back, right?
Yeah.
It could still grow back. So that's why it says in this situation, when it comes to this right here, the physicians and them is physicians of no value, man. You know, so that's why we have to. That's why the sister is here to give you sisters some natural remedies and so forth to help you to treat it. You understand? Even when we give you all these remedies, still go to the doctor and monitor it, see it shrink and so forth. You understand? While you're using it, you're gonna see the difference. You're gonna see the difference and monitor it. Go to the doctor, monitor it, and see it shrink. You understand? So you said that they could use vitamin K. That's good for the
vitamin K.
It's good
Eat
for
a lot of greens, vegetables.
That's good for the
bleeding.
For the bleeding.
Yeah, heavy bleeding. Heavy bleeding. Shepherd's purse.
Okay.
That's another herb. That's good for heavy bleeding.
Shepherd
purse.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good for heavy bleeding.
And like where they could find stuff like this in the health food store?
You could go to the health food store, or we have the internet. So you could go on the internet and just pay for it over online.
Okay,
so
okay,
you can do
okay.
it that way. Also, what I was saying about Esau. So he read a portion of this. It says fibroids can range in number, size, and as many as 70% to 80% of all women have them by the age of 50, most common in so-called black women. So so-called black women, right?
All right.
So anytime you see anything that has to do with us, there's no cure for it, right?
Right.
So being overweight or obese and having high blood pressure also may increase your risk of having fibroids.
Okay.
And also if you have it in the family. Now, people might say, oh, it's genetic. No, it's not genetic. Y'all eating the same thing. That's what the problem is. You're in the household eating the same thing.
Yeah.
You might have moved out the household and you still carry the same food to the next household that you when you're eating the same thing.
Yes.
So it's not genetic.
Okay.
That's very important what she said, in the Deacon, because you ever hear some people said that they cooking like their grandma.
Right.
Same
And
recipes.
yeah, the same recipe. So it goes in the family line. It's how they eat. It's nothing changed. So as the sister said, the same thing continue. So they say it is a genetic thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's heavy what you said there, sis, because you know a lot of people, a lot of brothers and sisters, they like my pops. He called me one time and he said, "Oh, I'm in the hospital. I think he told me he had high blood pressure or diabetes or something." So he told me, "Listen, you got to be careful how you eat because it might be how you say
Inherited.
inherited onto me, you know."
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm listening. This was like what, 12, 13 years ago, you know. So I'm like, okay, I kept it in mind. But believe it or not, you know, as the sister said, a lot of these sickness that your great grandmother have and your mother have, and then it come down to you and you got that sickness. It's not because it's something passed down in the gene necessarily. You understand? Sometimes it's the bad eating habits. That's what it is. You know, because the way your great grandmother she cook and how she eat, she taught it to her kids, which is your mother, and your mother, she taught it to you, and all of you all have the same bad eating habits and so forth. So that's why that sickness passed from generation to generation. Whether it's high cholesterol, whether it's diabetes, obesity, all of these stuff, it stems from the diet. You understand?
So it says according to Esau, the exact cause of fibroids is unknown. Why? Because mainly it's black women that's getting the fibroids.
Right.
Just like, you know, HIV, anything. There's no cure for it. There's no cause or reason or whatever. They say studies have found that women who started their periods, like he said, at a younger age, are more likely to develop fibroids. And although taking female hormones is linked to fibroids, that's what they say, the use of birth control pills is not. Okay. But their growth has been linked to female hormones, estrogen and progesterone. That don't make no sense.
Oh yeah, because what you just read that the birth control don't link to it, but it linked to estrogen. And I heard you mention earlier that estrogen, the off balance of estrogen can cause the fibroid, right?
Exactly.
So they literally said the same thing, that is linked to it, but in other words, try to deceive people.
Yeah. So what happens is that we have to understand that we can't believe everything that we hear.
Right.
We have to go on a limb and take our health into our own hands. Okay.
Correct.
So sometimes I don't like to be like, you know how like YouTube and you looking at the YouTube and then you waiting for the answer.
Right.
So I'm gonna get straight to the symptoms or like the cause or like why. Okay. Remember I told you there's two words like why.
Right.
So that's stress.
Right.
And toxicity. So before my iPad shuts off,
so you said it's stress and
toxicity. But I want to go to the stress part because I read it to you earlier. Can we touch on that first before we go into the toxic part? Okay. So this is what one woman said. She said, "I have only been able to help 60 to 80% of all uterine fibroids. Usually, I can help with the smaller fibroids instead of the bigger ones. The bigger fibroids usually have a strong emotional component. Women that get upset from fighting with other women, spouses, or stressful situations may have impaired excretion of xenoestrogens. That's fake estrogens. Many times, when the patient is able to make peace with the person she has a conflict with, the fibroid size diminishes again as the fear, stress, and anxiety decrease, the person's ability to excrete the xenoestrogens, meaning get rid of it, goes up, and the fibroids disappear. So there's an emotional component with that. If you're holding on to something, it's going to stay with you. You have to make peace. You can't be striving or having any type of combative feelings with people. You have to make peace with them.
Okay. So,
You know?
Yo, that's
heavy right there.
That's heavy right there. That the sister just brought out. You know, it says that what it says is if a sister get into an argument or strife with her husband or another person, you understand? It says that causes the fibroids to flare up, right?
Yeah, to grow, to stay there, it will not disappear.
Right, to grow and to stay there, and it wouldn't disappear. You understand? It just grow and she get a lot of pain, and you know.
No matter how many herbs or anything you take,
right?
Because they didn't make peace with something, they have to get rid of that stagnation in their body.
And you said that's when what usually happens is that they produce something when they get in. What's that thing? It's
what,
called?
the xenoestrogen?
Yeah, they said they produce that.
Yeah, well, that's there. It's going to continue to grow. That toxin is not going to go away. Because if you have a toxic state of mind and thinking, you're still going to hold those toxins inside of you.
Okay.
So you have to release those thoughts. So whatever those negative thoughts are, you got to work on that and release those negative thoughts as well.
Okay. So you know, you sisters, when you angry at your husband, you understand, you fighting with your husband for no reason, and all of a sudden your fibroids start acting up and so forth. You understand? You understand why? You know, it's because you holding on to some grudge that with your husband. You know, so let that go, and the fibroids gonna go back down. You understand? And you can start treating it, because if it's just strife and if it's just strife and argument all the time, like, you know, some people like that, some sisters like that, they just want to argue and strife with everybody all the time. If you got that kind of spirit, the case of fibroid is going to worsen. You understand? And you got that in the scripture. Let me go to the scriptures and read that for you all real quick. You know, read Sirach 30 and 21.
Sirach chapter 30 verse 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
So it says, don't give your mind over to heaviness and afflict yourself in your own counsel. Read on.
The gladness of the heart is the life of man.
The what?
The gladness of the heart is the life of man.
The gladness of the heart, meaning you having a happy heart, a merry spirit towards your spouse, a merry spirit towards your brother, your sister. You understand? That right there is what's going to heal you of your sickness. Read that again.
The gladness of the heart is the life of man.
That's the life of man. All right, read on.
And the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days.
And when you sisters joyful, it's going to prolong your days. You understand? It's going to prolong your days. You ain't gonna gotta be, a lot of these sickness come on to you all because you're all bitter and you're all strifing and arguing with either your spouse or a brother or a sister. You understand? So you all gotta shake that spirit, you know? So from there, go to Sirach 30, 38 and 18.
Sirach.
No, jump to verse 24, 30 and 24. You read that?
Sirach chapter 38 verse 24.
No, 30 and 24.
Oh, 30 and 24. Verse 24. Envy and wrath shorten the life.
Envy and wrath what?
Shorten the life.
So when you got envy and wrath in you, your life gonna be shortened. You're gonna get sick and your life gonna be shortened. Read on.
And carefulness bringeth age before the time.
And when you keep worrying about stuff, you know, some people just worry about everything.
Right.
You understand? That increase the fibroids, correct?
Yes, it does.
It make it
it's
grow.
Stress.
It's stress. You understand? You gotta stop worrying about stuff. Stop stressing yourself out. You understand? You know, and that gonna decrease it. You know. Yeah. So hey, the callers could call in afterwards, alright? You know.
Deacon,
So
and the next verse also go with the sister speak early part of the class about the intake of what we eat.
Yeah.
The next verse.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't read verse 23.
So we're going to let you touch on that later on, like the meat and the diets and so forth. We're going to let you touch on that.
Yeah, because it did talk about obesity,
Right.
how obesity
Right.
is high ranking with people who have fibroids as well.
Right. You know, so from there go back to where you was at, sis.
Oh, so now we're gonna talk about why this happens. So we said stress and toxicity. So now, how do these toxins like get in our body? How do they get trapped in our body?
Okay, so the stress we just dealt with the stress by somebody holding animosity or arguing
Anger,
and strife.
anything, yeah.
You know, by a sister holding this in towards another sister or her spouse.
Her spouse, or whatever it could be. You know,
right.
They have to release that. They have to let go of it.
Okay,
They have to forgive.
Understand.
Also, we're going to go into the toxicity. So in toxicity, I'm going to read this part. It's about lymph. We were talking about that yesterday. Lymph.
Explain what lymph
Lymphatic. Lymphatic systems acts as your septic system.
Okay.
It provides not only protection from your cells, but serves to move waste as well. Okay. Your cells eat and excrete like you do. So your cells eat and excrete like you do, only on a much smaller scale. The blood carries the nutrition and fuels to the cell, and your lymph system removes the byproduct and waste caused from metabolizing these nutrients and fuels. So the lymph fluid is alkaline, translucent fluid that flows from the cells to the venous blood supply. So that's your blood system via the lymph vessels. Your lymph fluid acts as the water that carries the waste from your toilet to the septic system. So I'm going to say it again. Your lymph fluid acts as the water that carries the waste from the toilet to the septic system. There is not a heart to pump and pressurize your lymph system, so your fluids move by the means of the following methods: contraction of the skeletal muscles, which are activated through the movement and exercise, and contraction of smooth muscles, stimulation. So low blood pressure, adrenal glands, lack of exercise or inactivity lifestyle, impacted bowels, and congested kidneys and skin will cause your lymph system to back up. So all of these things, now you want to say, like, what does that have to do with fibroids?
Right.
Because that's waste being backed up into the system. So I showed you a chart.
Okay.
So you probably wonder why I'm not showing a chart of the uterus, because usually when people talk about the uterus, they show a chart of the uterus. I don't see where that makes sense.
Oh, you want me to hold it?
Because all I'm just showing you is that tubes, fibroids on a uterus is not explaining anything. So right here on the colon, on the right side is the ascending colon right here. Yeah, that's the ascending colon. Across is the transverse colon, down is descending. Now you see there, it said you see words there, right? And you see little circles with numbers on it. So those are lymphs. That's all in the body right there in your colon.
Lymphs, right?
Yeah, most of your lymph is in your colon, right?
Okay.
So then there's blood vessels that branch out from those lymph into different parts of the venous system of the body that collect the waste throughout the body to travel out of the body, right? So when you see like the liver, so you got issues with the liver, right there where it says number 12, the hepatic flexor. So that's on the colon wall, right? That lymph is clogged. If you got issues there,
if you got issues with your liver,
that part
of the colon is gonna be, and it's gonna. You see the other side, the right over here with the chart where they got the colons looking all crazy over there. Yeah. Eventually, your colon start looking like that because it'll become more atrophied because that's a abnormal, unhealthy colon. So the colon starts twisting and turning and doing certain things because it's not getting the nutrition that it needs. So it starts to become deformed. And so that's when sometimes when people have a belly. Sometimes the colon look like that. It don't look like this over here, right? So lymph. So now you see mammary gland, right? Sometimes women have cysts in the mammary gland, right?
Yeah.
So that part of the colon is gonna look. It's gonna be atrophied. It's gonna be clogged, and the lymph system that leads to the breast is gonna be clogged. That's where the lumps come from. First, it starts in the colon.
Oh, when you say the colon, the colon is...
That's the colon.
That's the colon.
Okay, the colon is where the doo-doo go through and stuff
Yeah.
Okay. So doo-doo go through all of this right here.
Yeah.
And it go down.
It starts... It starts in the colon. It starts right there. This is where...
This is the doo-doo bag. All right.
Yeah.
you said from somebody's colon.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the sickness
This is where the sickness comes. This is where the fibroids can come, because you basically clogging up your lymph system in your colon from what you eating, all the wasteful things that you're eating. It's not healthy. So it's making your colon look atrophied, look like that, because the colon wants healthy foods. It wants fruits. It wants vegetables. It wants whole grains, nuts and seeds. You understand?
So when it get like this, right, how can that affect somebody with fibroids?
When your colon gets like that?
Yeah, when you're not
well, remember the pressure. You get pressure on your bladder, and you'll get pressure on your rectum. You see what I'm saying? So when a person has fibroids, they can either get pressure on their bladder or they get pressure on their rectum. And that's where the constipation comes, because what happens is blockage. It's blockage. Because it's blocking something. Because when lymph gets built up, it's a blockage now. Nothing's moving. Because they're not moving, and because they keep putting waste in their system. So when a person got a big belly, yeah, that's a fibroid too. But also, that's waste sitting inside your colon as well. Because those lymphs are backed up. You see kidneys, adrenal glands, all that have to do with the endocrine system right there. You know? So all these things get backed up in there. That's lymph that's getting backed up.
So all these glands right here.
It's getting backed up, but it's not just there. Remember, so say like you ever saw seaweed? And it got little bubbles, and then it looked like a branch. It looked like a vein going, then another bubble in the vein. You ever see?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So that's what happens. So you have so it starts there, and then it branches out, and then you got lymph here, lymph here. You know, you got lymph all over. So how you think it gets up into the breast, or it can get near the
because they are connected.
Because it's connected.
So that's where it go to the uterus. The lymph.
It could go, yeah. You have lymph there too. You have lymph all right here in the groin area.
Yes.
That can get swollen.
So it goes to the, it goes to the uterus, and that's where it creates.
It starts there. Okay. And the more you keep putting toxins in there, because what happens is that the person that having fibroids or whatever disease, they have an eating problem. There's a problem with eating.
When you said they're not, meaning they're not eating right.
No, they're not eating right, because they're eating emotionally, because they're trying to fulfill something that they can't have.
So you done with this?
Yeah. We done with that.
Oh, damn.
Okay. All right, so sis.
So whatever they can't have, they're trying to fulfill, they eat it. So because we learn, like I learned in my studies, that we eat emotionally.
Yes. Right.
Sometimes we eat to, we eat it to satisfy comfort.
Yeah.
But then sometimes, a lot of times, I know my Lord Kenneth says, I eat medicinally, I eat healthy. Oh, you eat too healthy, you bitter. Okay.
Yo, I see that dude with some bacon early on, man.
Bacon, big.
You know? I said,
that was turkey.
Yeah, I know, but still fire up on the process. Oh, concerning that, like I saw your husband, your future husband to be. Yo, the sister gonna be getting married. I think is in this month. Yo, pan the camera at Enoch hiding in the corner down there, man. You know what I mean? Look him down there, man. Yeah, he gonna be marrying the sister soon. Hey, so you gonna put him on a good diet? Because I just saw him eating some turkey bacon, man.
Okay, so now.
Let them hold on. Hey,
he eat the turkey bacon, but he don't have fibroids.
Okay, right. But check it, right? But now we're dealing with sisters.
Yeah.
Well, we know turkey bacon. That's processed.
It's processed, yeah.
Okay, so I want you to explain to sisters that go eat the burgers, the turkey bacon, and stuff like that. What does that to their body?
So these things, they have nitrates on it, which are toxins.
Okay,
that can feed the fibroids. All right. Also, when you eat these type of burgers and different things like that, it's hormones that are on there. They're growth hormones that are there, IGF, different things like that, which feed fibroids. It can feed cancer, different things like that. So you don't want to put those things in your body. You have to stop eating these things until
the fibroids disappear.
But guess what? The purpose of you actually stop eating these things is to change your mind,
right?
To not want to go back and make that a staple diet in your life anymore,
right?
It's the whole purpose of that. You going through a life lesson of learning something. You're not going through it to get rid of it,
and
to
then
keep going back into doing what you used to do before. You're supposed to learn something from what you're going through.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, I mean, every once in a while, I mean, I like ice cream. I like ice cream. Okay?
I love ice cream.
Okay, so once in a while I eat ice cream, but do I go to the supermarket and buy ice cream and store it in my freezer?
Right,
no,
right.
I don't. So now to go out, you get a treat and you get the ice cream outside. You don't store it in the house. Bread, I don't eat bread like that. I don't store it in my house. Okay, I
Right.
don't keep bread in my house.
Right. What kind of bread is it okay to eat?
Well, they have something called sprouted bread, so you want to go get sprouted bread.
I thought. What about wheat
Sprouted.
bread?
No, wheat bread is compromised. You know what? They even say they put a caramel color on the bread and tell you that it's wheat bread.
It ain't.
That's what I heard. Now,
Okay.
this is what I heard.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true or
Because-
not, but I heard that.
Cause sisters sisters that got fibroids, right? You said they gotta change it.
They gotta change. The wheat is compromised. Yeah. Remember, because Monsanto, he done did things to this, so you don't know what's GMO, what's not GMO.
Right.
So it's compromised. I would stay away from wheat. Try to get sprouted bread, Ezekiel bread, manna bread, different breads like that are sprouted.
Okay.
You will find those in the freezer section. The
freezer?
Yes, you're not gonna find them sitting out.
So then
freezer bread.
It's gonna be in the freezer, but once you take it out, it thaws out. Once you take it out the freezer, it tastes pretty good too.
What?
How about making your own bread?
Yeah.
Hey,
You know,
Yeah,
how about we get in a baking class and teaching these sisters
the
how to
ultimate
bake some
bread.
bread,
if you
man?
make your own bread, now you don't want to use that white flour.
Okay.
Okay. So you could use coconut flour.
Right.
Almond flour.
Right.
You have chickpea flour.
Right.
You have quinoa. Okay, quinoa flour.
but-
You have different flours that you can use and not
Right.
and not those flours.
Hold up,
Right.
sis. I heard you name a lot of flour. Cause me growing up, I only know one flour. It's just white flour.
You know the white
It's
flour.
just white flour. You know,
Fire,
but you have,
fire upon the white flour. Man.
you have almond, you have coconut. I can't
You have
bring.
oat flour. Like one time, what I did, I took the oats and I put it in my coffee grinder and I grind it up, turned it into flour, and then I made something out of it.
Yeah, well, you know, I know you all know nothing about this, but we got cassava bread, breadfruit
I know
bread.
that. No, that's
you know?
really right.
That's
Yeah,
shit
breadfruit.
Benjamin
I said the
thing.
breadfruit.
You
Breadfruit food,
understand?
right?
Hey,
They can't go breadfruit.
Hey,
Like,
Deacon,
yeah.
I had a question. Can you list the types of bread again that you can get in the
Oh,
supermarket?
the sprouted bread,
Uh-huh.
Ezekiel bread, manna bread. Okay, those are the ones that I know right now. I mean, I haven't bought bread in a while, but you will find them in a freezer section, maybe in like a Whole Foods or a Fairway. Those are the stores that I know that carry those type of things.
Another one is Jovial. Jovial. Jovial.
What's the reason they got to keep away from the white bread?
Well, because it's denatured, it doesn't have any nutrients in it. But not only that,
For fibroids.
For fibroids, not only that, even as some women say that even with fibroids, you might have to stay away from whole grains. Also, you might have to. So if you notice that you're getting these breads and your fibroids still are not going anywhere,
Right.
that you might have to give that up too.
Okay.
You might have to.
So sisters, it's all about changing your diet and so forth, because as I said, you go to the doctor, he could cut the fibroids and take them out. But if you still eat in the same way, the fibroid is going to grow back. You
Yeah.
understand? It's going to grow back. And then when you go back to the doctor again, they're going to take out your uterus. You understand? So to prevent all of that, what you got to start to do, you got fibroids, you got to change your diet. You understand? You got to start eating healthy. Start eating right. You got to monitor. You got to go to the doctor and monitor the fibroid. You got to watch it shrink, because when it's flaring up, they could tell, because they're going to have symptoms. They're going to start bleeding a lot. They're going to start feeling a lot of pains. You're going to start going to the bathroom a lot.
Frequent urination.
Yep.
Constipation.
Yep. Because sisters could live with this their whole life, and it could shrink and it could disappear. You understand? You don't have to go cut out your uterus.
No.
You know, you don't got to go do that.
Don't do it. You just be extreme with your change.
Yep, and I'm telling you, brothers, and you know, when a woman cut out her uterus, it messed their whole thing up. Their whole hormone, so forth. They can't have kids. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that, you know, it's always best to try the natural remedies first before you go to the extreme and do something crazy like that, cut out your uterus. You understand? Because Esau don't care about our sisters.
No.
You know, he as I tell her, his job is to stop our people from multiplying. You know, he want to stop the prophets and them from coming back on the earth.
Right.
You understand? That's his job. You know, so he set up all these things, and believe it or not, you know, we was talking about the toxins, the toxicity, how you pronounce it?
Toxicity.
The toxicity, okay? You was mentioning that, right?
Yeah.
And the toxicity is about the toxins that goes into the sister's body that create the fibroids, right? It's toxins that they take into their body.
Yeah.
You know, so that what creates it.
Yeah, that's what helps create it, as well as the stress.
Because
anytime stress happens in the body, right, the blood vessels constrict.
Right.
Constrict, meaning that there's no blood flow going there.
Right.
So things get tightened up.
Right.
So no oxygen, no blood flow, no nothing. Stress. You know, you tighten up. Everything tenses up. So nothing's happening. So then disease can fester in because you're not getting no blood flow, no nutrients, no nothing. You're taxing the whole body. You pulling minerals, nutrients, and everything from the body, and the body is trying to save yourself, trying to save you by checking all these minerals and nutrients to go into that area where there's a lot of stress. That's what happened with the food. The body goes through stress. Like, say like you eat something white, right?
Yeah.
The body does not recognize that as food. So you eat white bread, the body like, what is this?
But
but no, this is what it do. It goes, oh man, so I gotta go pull all these nutrients out of your bones and all different kind of stuff and take it away from something else, reconstitute it so it can be metabolized. That's how. Because if you wonder how we age and how we get sick, you pull in the nutrients from your body to reconstitute dead food.
Right.
Food that has no nutrition or anything in it, no value.
Like white rice.
Like white rice.
White bread.
Just anything white.
Anything
white.
Yo, we not deal with nothing white.
Fire burn.
Nothing white. Fire burn that.
So the body has to reconstitute it. and to accept it, so the body can accept it and to digest it, to metabolize it. So you're losing calcium. You're losing magnesium. You're losing zinc. You're losing all of these things because all of these things, boron, all these things are supposed to be in the food, but it's not.
It's not.
It's
not. And another reason is you know, Esau, you know, he generically engineer a lot of the stuff, you know. So a lot of the things that was in there is not in there no more.
Like seeds.
Like what?
Seeds and food. Who want a man that can't reproduce? Who can't give you child? Okay,
exactly.
we worry about the women not having to give a baby, but what about the men who can't? Why would you want to eat a fruit that don't have a seed? You can't reproduce it. It can't go on the ground.
Exactly. You know, because the Most High, he created every herb bearing seed.
Yeah.
You understand? So the white man said, yes, and I'm God too. So he start creating fruits. You know, like seedless grapes, you know. You know, that thing and make is, you know, all them genetically engineered stuff, you know, we got to try to pull away from that, you know. The stuff the Most High created first, we got to mess with that. You know, and that,
I wanted to, what's the name? I wanted to go back to one of your points you made earlier.
Right.
You made a statement earlier. You said that we have to change the way we eat and change our diet. And that's not a suggestion, and that's not like somebody's opinion. That's actually a commandment.
Right.
Go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15 and 8. You understand? So this information is not just so you can hear it and may use some of it. It's the Most High requires you to take care of your body. Read that for me.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15, verse 8.
Come on.
And employing his labors lewdly, he maketh a vain god of the same clay.
That's 15 and 8?
15 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Read it.
And maketh a vain god of the same clay, even he which a little before was made of earth himself, and within a little while after returneth to the same, out of the which he was taken.
That's not it.
What you wanted? Wisdom of
Solomon. What it say required is life. Is life which was lent to him.
Wisdom of Solomon. So listen, man, you brothers and sisters, you sisters out there, that's suffering from fibroids. You know, sister, as you said, they gotta cut out. Does white bread? It got estrogen in it? No.
No, the white bread have nothing in it.
Okay, it has nothing.
It has, it has bromine. So what happens is that some of the breads they said Pepperidge Farm don't do it, but some of the breasts have bromine in it.
Right.
And the bromine is a toxin, and it competes with iodine in the body.
Okay.
So now when you eat breads that are high in bromine and there's no iodine, and you got a lot of iodine and iodide in the breast,
right,
in the uterus. So when you eat these things, it's getting depleted.
Okay,
so now iodine helps shrink fibroids.
Oh yeah,
so
iodine.
Iodine. So when you eat foods that are high in bromine, which is depleting, that's high in bromine and fluoride or whatever, it depletes the iodine in the body. Now sickness creeps in more, and you can't heal because you need that iodine.
What about, I hear like omega oils, like fatty fish, like salmon and so forth, that also help?
Yeah, primrose oil helps a lot because it helps with the hormones.
Okay.
And primrose oil helps with the pituitary. Is it the pituitary or the pineal? One of them, but they all in the same area.
Right.
And which that helps is producing melanin, and that helps with healing in the body.
So it helped because I was
primrose.
I was doing some research, and it says that help also with sisters with fibroids, you know, like salmon.
Because it helps with inflammation.
Okay.
Because a fibroid is inflamed. Fibers, it's inflamed. It's inflammation.
Okay.
So that helps with inflammation.
Okay.
So you want omega-3s, that's good. Like, we grew up with cod liver oil.
Yeah, I used to drink that all the time when I was young.
Cod liver oil.
That's good. So that's good for them to use.
You have vitamin A and D in cod liver oil. Vitamin A helps fight infections as well, and it helps with the skin.
Right.
Vitamin D, the same thing. So if you want your vitamin D, you could get it through your cod liver oil. You could buy cod liver oil.
Okay, so your sisters, you're here that start drinking your cod liver oil.
And primrose oil as well, because primrose oil helps with the hormones, and it also helps with the pineal, which the pineal control is one of the major endocrine glands in the body, which control the sex hormones. It controls everything in the body. So you want to have that.
All right. You've got that scripture?
Yeah, it's the same one. Just read to the end of the verse.
It says, and employing his Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15 verse 8, and employing his labors lewdly, he maketh a vain god of the same clay, even he which a little before was made of earth himself, and within a little while after returneth to the same, out of the which he was taken, when his life which was lent him shall be demanded.
So the lives that we live now, when we go before the Most High, whatever we did, whatever acts we committed, whether it be sin or righteousness, we have to stand before the Most High and give an account for the lives we live. And that's also including how you took care of your body. You understand? This body is not your belongings. It was lent to you. Right. You understand? So how you treat it, there's consequences if you destroy it. That's why the scriptures say don't defile your temple.
All right. So hey, we gonna go on a quick break and come back, all right? You know, so hey, listen, we got a new album, all right? It's called The Sons of God. You understand? It was done by Deacon Abiel and a couple of the brothers. They put it together. You know, we got it on, what's that, Jalil? sonsofgod.com.
We have the album on sonsofgod.com, and it's also on originalroyalty.com.
Right. So we got it's some bad music, man. You know what I mean? The Deacon went in. Yeah, you know, so we gonna let you all get a sample of 2 of the songs right now, and we gonna after that we gonna come back, you know, and you all could call in, all right? You sisters that got questions to ask Sister Yael, you all could call in after we finish this. So this album, as I said, is bad, it's fire. Tough, it's fire. You understand? From the Sons of God 2, right?
Sons of God Volume 2.
Sons of God's Volume 2. You understand? So you're listening, man. You know?
DJ. Hey, if for some reason y'all go on Original Royalty and y'all don't see it on the front page, go on the MP3 and it will be under that menu. Okay. All right, DJ, drop that. Look who you are.
You're now tuned in to the Ravening Wolves.
Okay, so I got a list of things
radio show
to read off so they can wait, though.
Testing. Shalom, Israel. Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, where do I begin? Let's go. J-U-D-A-H. About my God, my faith. Okay, we the Israelites and we taking over. You don't believe that? Just wait. Been a lot of hate coming from your way. Spill my blood now, can't gon' pay. Pay with your sweat and tears like we did for years. Watch you sell your kids in your face. Watch me give her double of his portion. For the rape and robbery, ID theft and extortion.
Wait, what do you mean extortion? Come on!
Charging for the murders and the portions. Never will he let the prisons out they cages. Face it, he gon' need to meet that swordsman. I'm fighting, OG with it, no sniping. Brand new body can't fight me. Get it how you want it, man, I'm floating, no ollie. Watch me haul his ass, no dolly. Judgment for that folly. It was written, but you doubted. Now your life is in the balance.
No. Stop. No, stop the crying. You can't win us over with tears. It's judgment. Where's the 12 tribes at? Where the 12 judges at? Where's the 144,000 at? We've come to bring judgment on this earth, on you and your people. Guilty as charged. Drag his ass away.
Back at it, did it for my people getting back at us, right? Feeding for redemption, no crack at it. Been around the world and seen these other nations mad at us. Can't fathom this, right? Yeah, on top. Prophecy won't stop. Put away that shuck your jive and that bean pie. Watch me set up on your block. Y'all get.
All right, there, Piggly Wigglies. I'ma need you to keep all hands, arms, and objects and extra hair inside of this here carriage. Welcome to New Jerusalem. We will be arriving shortly to Master Yohan's plantation. He will be doing today's orientation, so I'm gonna need you to listen closely. Pay attention.
Yeah, everybody see him, everybody gonna see him, and when everybody see him, they gon' wish that they never seen him. Stomping up and down a heathen, garments soaked in that wine, you heathen running out of time. Oh, we saw you in man, say flames all up and down your body, chains all up and down your feet. We gon' be chopping off your arm, so you'll no longer be a thief. We gon' make sure you feel that heat, make sure you don't hurt nobody. We gon' whoop your ass to sleep. Don't worry, Israel, we got it. This payback ain't a game. All this pain you about to feel ain't the strength. How your fame done and gone, kick down that hill. Don't give a damn how you feel. We Israel and yeah, we bout it. We gon' be in the air flying, but we watch this nuke just melt your body. Got chariots in the street, got chariots in the sky, got chariots everywhere. All praises to the Most High. I enjoy watching you die. I enjoy watching you bleed. Here come the Messiah now, and I know you know what that mean.
All right, everybody pipe down, get back into the carriage. Hurry up there, Miss Piggy, we got places to go. All right. As we approach, you'll see on the right, these here's my quarters. That's right, the Albiel plantation. You can look, but stare at the ground, don't look at the land. What does that mean? Let me figure it out. Now hold on, I got a couple of idle laborers over here. Let me tend to them. Let me get this clear. You said you cleaned this, but I still smell fear. What you hiding, man? I can smell that Israel. Try to get one by me, boy. You try me, rewind and go find your. Done told you about my whip. These elements on my side, so that means that your ass on fire and wet at the same time. Better ask about me, boy. Stay busy, no talking, stay on your grind. I'd be damned if I came this far to let Esau share my shine. Hell no, boy, you must be ignorant. This is what you get for attempting to come against us with your religions. We made it through Christ's forgiveness. Now we got a brand new occupation, specializing, giving y'all that business. This is righteous recompense. Consider this heaven. This ain't Revelations. Tall man, quit barking and pay my. Told you once, won't tell you twice. Anything more don't make no. Call it kingdom trap music, cause you never leave in him. Judah. All right, I'm back. Now look at her. Don't nobody make eye contact with my horse. He makes more than you, so you can't look at him. Now here we're heading towards Master. Oh, now we got a runner. All right, now look here, y'all. Y'all get to see an example of what happens when you get to scooting and booting. You can see what happens whenever you want to run away.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 30. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. I go so hard, I make my bishop double check my verse. over righteous and hate my appearance. From the jump, I feel the Lord, so it was nothing to it. Make haste to do it. Seeking to the kingdom is my main influence. Let's go. All that path unto righteousness is straight and narrow. Through the scriptures is the only way we gon' prevail. Blessed be the wise is the compensation for the kingdom of thy God come not by observation. Bloodline of Jehovah, thus saith Jehovah. So to the unrepentant Jehovah don't know you. I pray today you wake up from the walking dead. I pray today you see these heathens bloodshed. I go so hard I make my bishop double check my verse. Hopping off the porch like you gon' get this work. I do it for the blacks, Hispanics, Indians, Brazilian, Cubans, Haitians, and Dominicans. Teaching to my people about the truth in Christ. Go to Babylon, this is your demise. For whoever break the law, you gon' get this work. For whoever break the law, you gon' get this work.
Judah. At this time, we would like all the gainsayers and naysayers of Israel United in Christ. Take this moment, please, to shut up. All right, I'm going in. Fix your face. We ain't going nowhere. Scriptures popping, ain't no stopping. When I'm on post, so don't go there. Gotta get it if you wanna know that. Fringed up and I'ma show that. Mad at me cause it's Bible verse. Boy, we ain't wrote that. We be about his business. And this besides me, if your feelings hurt, you can best believe we gon' get it. Rebuke on our sinners. Baptist, Catholic, hit him. You've been warned by a true prophet. If you like living, then listen. Judah.
It's a big up original royalty. What we tell the wicked man them say? I to the C to the V to the M, goodbye Babylon, we won't see you again. I to the C to the V to the M, goodbye Babylon, we won't see you again. Emergency, this is urgent, keep God laws or you're gonna feel fervent heat. Emergency, this is urgent, keep God laws or you're gonna feel fervent heat. We burn them and it's blazing hot, and when the fire start burning it will blaze non-stop. Fire will burn them and it's blazing hot, and when the fire start burning Babylon a drop flood. Yeah. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Intercontinental ballistic missile. The earth with great oppression is the image of God that was surely suppression. Where you set base, the people see depression, but the day of destruction is coming any second. Can't repent, no matter make confession. The Lord creator smith and it's not a smith and Wesson. Isaiah 54, no it ain't no question. My God is the one that made the new and it's blazing hot, and when the fire start burning it will blaze non-stop. Fire will burn them and it's blazing hot, and when the fire start burning Babylon a drop flood. Yeah. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Intercontinental ballistic missile. Intercontinental ballistic.
I'm starting to get vexed by the conversation of the wicked. I hear rappers nowadays, and I can say it's truly sickening. They focus on the money, only thinking about the riches. It's ironic, cause I still don't hear no value in their lyrics. Got niggas rocking dresses out here looking so effeminate, but truly they intent is to destroy the black image. We out here teaching truth, and they be acting like we tripping. All would be like unto Sodom if the Lord ain't leave a remnant. Hope you feel it in your spirit when you hearing the true prophet speak. Either that or burn. Baby, burn for your non-belief. No dog should move his tongue. Yeah, somehow they still be hard to read. My feet don't find no rest, but my people still be sound asleep. The secrets of the meat got the whole world mad. We on the brink of World War III, and you still selling Nick bags. Better repent fast for the nuclear destruction when the world drastically take a population reduction. When you gon' change for your wicked ways? You can't tell that we at the end of days. I say when you gon' change, when your body hit the grave and your spirit dies and you feel the blaze. I say when you gon' change, when you gon' change, yeah. When you gon' change, I say when you gon' change, when you gon' listen.
ain't working, then nigga, you worthless. Teaching unbelievers, see, we don't make profits, we service. Prophets on a mission, we work in this heavenly service. Carrying my cross and my burdens, you reading a lot. And that's the reason you believe what these heathens concoct. What's the reasons you got, bro? I mean, Jesus the rock. But you a wild man, worshiping stones. We all see that you believe in a lie instead of the truth. I'm firm and my works is the proof. We standing idle while we burn them, that's the worst that we do. It's life or death, so just be careful who you worshiping to. You working the Lord and he working for you. For certain it's true, if you just pay attention. The wicked flee, so don't try to leave, so just stay and listen. We fishing for souls, pulling them out the devil's kitchen. For he fillet you, then it's over, then it's way too late for you to call Jehovah. Man, we trying to tell you.
Change from your wicked ways. You can tell that we at the end of days. I said, when you gon' change? When your body hit the grave and your spirit dies and the feel ablaze. I said, when you gon' change? 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 When you gon' change?
Israel united in Christ, keep the commandments, that's our only advice. No necromancy, but we here to bring the dead back to life.
Absorbing the light, planet while I'm abhorring this life. No photosynthesis, just give me living water with ice.
You caught up in strife, that big eye, but look nice in mid eyes. But all you do is babble like them, riding a pig guy.
And again, I tell you to repent, but you would tend to be that 66% that for better listen and then die.
Step in the building, sing a war song.
Running high, keep the civilians from the war zone.
Prophets back, spitting facts to be exact.
And we gon' attack, leaving broken lambs and sore bones.
Burning heat, passion and flames, bringing the change.
Heathens licking up the dust of our feet, bring them in chains.
You gon' die if you thinking it's a game, what a shame.
Christ coming, it'll never be the same. Nigga, when you gon' change?
This is IYC Radio.
Shalom, Israel. We back again. All right. Yeah. You all just heard that music, man. That music was fire. That's from the new Sons of God album, Sons of God 2. All right. You could go on Original Royalty to get that, or you could go on sonsofgod.com, right? Sonsofgod.com to get that album. You know, it's fire. You know, so we back again with Sister Yael. All right. Remember what we was touching on natural cures and remedies. We got a short time left in the show, so we gonna let you touch on some stuff that could help you sisters with it, and stuff that you all gotta keep away from to stop it from growing or flaring up. And then we're gonna let you call in and ask her questions and so forth. All right. So we gonna let her do her thing now.
Okay. We have short time, so I just want to get into some things that you can take if you can write it down. These are herbs that women need to keep all the time. This is not just for fibroids, anything. It's to help their female organs, okay? And one of them is red raspberry. Red raspberry, it helps to strengthen the uterus. It helps for blood flow, like helping to decrease that blood hemorrhaging that can happen there as well. So you want to have red raspberry in your life all the time, every day. Also, red clover. Red clover is well known for helping curing cancers and different things like that. Red clover helps with shrinking cysts and tumors. So you want to take red clover also. You want to also get into your diet chase tree berry. Did I name that one already? No. Vitex, chase tree berry is Vitex. You want to take that. That's going to help balance the female hormones as well. Okay, because when you have the fibroids, things are going on. Your mind gets out of control. Irregular periods, hot flashes, different things like that. You want to take that as well. You also want to have maca. You want to try to get some maca, because that's another botanical that you want to have that helps to balance out the female hormones. Men can take it as well. You probably.
Hey, sis, real quick, can you spell some of those? Because some people might be want to write these down online. Can you
okay, I'm gonna say it slow. So red clover, that's red clover. REDCLOVER. The next one is red raspberry. REDRASPBERRY. Red raspberry. The other one is also chase tree berry, which the short term for it you will find in stores called Vitex. VITEX. You want to take that also. Other herbs you want to keep in your life that helps with melanin production in the body as well is gotu kola. Gotu kola, that's good for memory, because a lot of times when women have fibroids, they have short memory. You probably have a lot of arguments in the house. I don't remember. You know, so so go to cola, good for memory. Rosemary is also good for memory and also helping with melanin production. Ginkgo as well. I'm trying to make sure I don't leave anything out. To help with fibroids topically, you can use castor oil packs. You can look that up. Castor oil packs. You get the castor oil, get a flannel, put the castor oil on top of it, soak it in there, put it on the right side where the liver is or under where the uterus is. You would leave it on for about an hour. You would put a heating pack. You could put a heating pad on top of it. So you put that on, put plastic because you don't want to destroy your heating pack. So you would put plastic on top of that. You want to get things sticky, and you would put the hot compress right there. Or you can use a water bottle, fill the water bottle with hot water. You can use a hot water bottle. That also has been known to help with shrinking fibroids. Also, there's something called DIM, which is a broken down from IC3 indole 3 carbinol. That's what the deacon brought up last time. He was talking about the cruciferous vegetables. Well, if you're too lazy to eat vegetables, which you should eat the vegetables anyway, you could take DIM, which is cruciferous vegetables in a pill form. Okay, and that helps to pull the estrogens out of the body. When you taking that, to pull the estrogens out of the body, it has to go through the liver. So you want to detoxify the liver, right? Okay, so you got to take herbs for the liver. So there's a product by Thorne Research. That's THORNERESEARCH. It's called SAT. Thorne Research SAT. SAT. Those have all the herbs in it that helps to detoxify the liver. You would take that along with the DIM, so that way you could pull those xenoestrogens out of the body. Also, you want to take a probiotic. Probiotics are good for the fact of balancing out the flora in the body. So if you have constipation or anything like that, probiotics help with that. It helps with constipation. You can, the camera's here, you can go to your regular GNC and get probiotics. If you can't, this is like $10. This is $10 right here. Or you can get probiotics. One is called by Natren. It's Natren. I spoke about that before on one of the talks I gave. Natren. Natren. Okay, one is called Healthy Trinity, and there's another one. There's a something pack. But anyway, you go on the website, they have probiotics there. Those are good for helping with the good bacteria in the body. Also, you could take iodine. Remember, I told you iodine plays a big role in helping shrinking fibroid tumors, and iodine gets depleted by taking in all that processed breads and different things like that because it's high in bromine. So, and then also iodine helps with fluoride when you have an overproduction of fluoride in the body, because the receptor sites compete with each other. So you have to take the iodine to push out the bromine and the fluoride. So with iodine, you could take something called Atlantic kelp. You could do that. You could do your own research and you'll find Lugol's iodine if you want to take a different form of iodine, or something called Iodoral. It's Iodoral. So you can do that as well. Also, you can do golden seal and dandelion because that helps with the liver. Okay, you could do that as well. I'm trying to see, okay, wheatgrass. Deacon brought that out too. Wheatgrass, that's important because why? Because the vitamin K is depleted. You don't eat vegetables, so you want to supplement. But try to get into eating vegetables. Is very important. Get your juicer out, juice apples, beets, collard greens, celery. Juice that. Drink that all the time. But you have wheatgrass. Dr. Berg has a good wheatgrass juice. When you're looking for wheatgrass, you want wheatgrass juice powder. You don't just want wheatgrass powder. I had that before. That does nothing. You want wheatgrass. You want them to break it down into the juice and then make it into a powder. So wheatgrass juice powder is more effective. Blue green algae is really good because it helps work on the brain. Okay, you want to get those good nutrients and greens in there. It has omegas in there as well. So blue green algae, you can look that up as well. I'm trying to think, did I forget anything? So we got go to see. Okay, did I hit on everything? I think I did. Oh no, wait. Okay, so this is an example of DIM. This is it's by Solar Ray. I brought some products in so you could see some examples. Okay. Now this one, this is the big. I wanted to say big cojones. This is a good one. Excellent. This is serrapeptase. It's an enzyme. Okay. Now we're talking about the enzymes. Okay. Serrapeptase enzymes. So remember, a fibrin is collagen fibers, right? It's protein, right? Protein fibers that's enlaced. Okay. So what happens is what serrapeptase does, it helps to break down protein fibers. It's going to help break down that collagen. So you have to take this while you're taking the rest of the stuff, because the tube could be blocked. There's blockage in the tubes and stuff. This is going to, Lord's will, unblock the tubes. So this is what the enzymes do. Enzymes break things down. Enzymes break your food down. Enzymes break protein down. You got enzymes that break fat down, and you got enzymes that break carbs down. Well, this is the one that breaks proteins down. So serrapeptase, and it's actually 120,000 SPUs, meaning serrapeptase units. That's what it's. So if you could see, ladies, get that. That's a must-have. Okay. There's something else that I forgot, and I didn't write that down. Okay, I didn't write that down. Why didn't I write that down? Okay. Let me see. Where's my? Did I find it? Oh, I don't have it. Okay. Well. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm gonna spell this out. Wait. I don't know why. How did I miss that? Like, I don't know. How did I miss that? I don't know. Okay, let me see. Be patient with me. Okay.
So, sisters, y'all could go over the show, things that y'all miss. You know, y'all could go over the show, write them down.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, here it is. Okay, this is a Chinese herb. Okay, Chinese herbs are well known for helping with a lot of things in the body. Seem to be stronger or something. I don't know, but I only can spell this because I do not speak the language. So it's XI. Okay, that's one word. The next word is XIAN. That's another word. The next one is CAO. It's all one, so it's like XIXIAN CAO. Okay.
Shishan Chow.
That's what it sounds like. Okay. That's what it sounds like.
Brother speaks Chinese now.
And the other one is YI space. I should have said that like that. MU space CAO. You can find these on Amazon. Get these teas. It's been well known to help women who have fibroids and to shrink their fibroids, and they were able to get pregnant and different things like that. Okay, the serrapeptase, the two T's I mentioned, the DIM, the Thorn Research SAT, and the maca. You can start out with that, but those other herbs that I mentioned, gotu kola, rosemary, ginkgo, red raspberry, red clover, if I forgot anything else, those keep in your life because that helps to strengthen women's reproductive organs. Okay, you want to keep those right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
even the children, the women, the little, they can drink that too, so they can keep themselves right. The red raspberry and stuff like that.
Ready for yours, but then grow.
Yeah.
Okay, so so you mentioned the stuff that they need, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, can you touch on stuff again that they do not, that they can't, that sisters should not, that have fibroids should not be messing with?
Sugar, dairy.
When you say sugar, no more. No.
You can have fruits.
No. So they can't use
brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
No sugar.
What about honey?
You could try and see.
What about those drinks that they sell in those stores?
No processed stuff. Anything processed, no. You have to be strict. You want healing, you have to be, look, let me tell you something. Healing is painful. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing easy about it.
Right.
Okay? You're gonna go. Christ suffered, we're going to suffer.
That's right.
So you're going to go through things.
Right.
You know?
So basically you say in order to heal, they got to make sacrifices.
Yes.
You know, being in, when you say processed food, explain processed stuff.
Anything in the package.
Okay.
Anything in the can, in the package. If you're not making your own food, it's processed.
Yeah. So why they got to give up the processed food?
Because the chemicals that are in it. You don't know what those chemicals are going to do to help fibroids grow.
Okay.
Because you're trying to get rid of the toxins, and chemicals are toxins, so you're trying to get rid of the toxic waste.
Okay.
And the most important thing, in one of the studies, it did say that women who exercise, I think, an hour for 7 days, they were likely to shrink their fibroids as well. Because why? Remember I showed you the chart with the lymph? Because most of your lymph is in your stomach. Where's your fibroids? It's below near the belly, right? So you got to exercise, move your body. You have to work out. There's no way you're going to just sit down and be just taking pills all day long and not move your body, because you got to move the waste out. The waste get moved out by lymph.
Right. So that's why the scriptures say bodily exercise profited little, because it does profit you in some form or way by you doing a little workout, a little pull-ups, whatever, you know. So you sisters that have fibroids, you know, keep yourself healthy, keep yourself fit. Don't just sit down in the house and put on a bunch of weight. You know, you got to keep yourself healthy, keep yourself fit, you know. Even though you got to buy one of them them things in the house where you could do a little running every morning, like half an hour or something. You know, that's good, you know.
Yeah, work out. You could do squats. Squats activate a lot of hormones in the body. It's excellent to do squats, okay? Push-ups. You could do female push-ups. You could also get a kettlebell and lift weights, because weights training helps to strengthen bones as well. Nobody's telling you to be like a man. Just lift a little something, you know.
Okay, the little female weights.
Yeah.
You know, because imagine you see a sister, you come home and you see your wife on the, what you call that, bench? On the bench lifting weights like that.
Looking at you with that.
She watching at
you
like
swing at you.
You're like, yo, woman, where you at? Where you at, man?
I lift weights.
She got the weights and she like that lifting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's okay to lift weights. I lift weights. I do bench presses and different things like that, but I'm not big, you know. It's just to help strengthen yourself up.
Man, the female weight.
But hey, also you said they can't eat chocolate.
No chocolate.
What about dairy?
No dairy. You don't want any dairy because it's something called it's IGF. I forgot what the I stands for. I always forget what the I stands for, but it's a growth factor. It's a immunoglobulin growth factor that's in the dairy, which is in the meat and stuff like that, which promotes the growth of the fibroids. It promotes growth of also cancers too. You know, so you want to leave the meats and the dairy out. You really want to get down and dirty. You want to heal. You have to leave these things out, and that's where you're fasting and praying. Not just the once a month fast that we do congregation. You have to do your own personal fast once a week or whenever you can do it. Try to do it once a week. So
right, and that's gonna heal you, because they say when you fast, your body it heals itself. You know, it heals itself, man. You know, so. Anything else you want to bring out? You forgetting?
Not that I could think of at the top of my head right now.
I got a scripture for what she just said before. This is Sirach chapter 30 about the exercise. Sirach chapter 30 verse 15. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. So you have to take care of your body.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, you sisters, y'all could call in and talk to Sister Yael. You know, anyone of y'all got question? Yo, put the caller segment.
Listeners can now call in. This is the caller segment.
All right, so the number is 914-297-7488. That's the number, right?
Yeah, from last week.
Okay, so y'all could call in and talk to Sister Yael. You know, if you all need some advice, so forth, you could call in and talk to her, okay? All right? So, according to, if you all want to heal, right? You know, you all got to make sacrifices. You sisters that got fibroids, you want to heal, you got to make sacrifices. Meaning you got to start eating right. You know, you got to cut out all the processed food. You got to cut out all the meats and all of that. You got to cut all of that out. You understand? All of that, you got to cut it out and start eating right. If you want to heal from that fibroids. And you just go into the doctor. You understand? Remember that scripture I read earlier on. Some of these physicians is physicians of no value. You understand? You all don't want to go to these physicians and they cut your uterus out. No, you can't have kids. You know? Or they try removing the fibroids and they grow back a year after. You feel me? So we giving you all natural ways to try to get rid of it. You know, before it get real bad where you go to the doctor now and the doctor say, oh, listen, I got to cut the whole thing out. You understand? I remember last week I said I was talking to this lady that told me she had fibroids and she took it out. And she said after she took it out, you know, she started having suicidal thoughts. She said she always depressed. She never want to have sex. You know, so that thing mess you up.
Yeah.
You know, you sisters, that thing mess you up. It mess your whole spirit up, your whole chemical balance, how your body operate as a woman. It mess everything up, man. You know, so that's the last resort you all want to take. Having a hysterectomy, you know, meaning you taking out your uterus and all of that. That's the last thing you want to do, sisters. All right? So you all could call in, man. Call in. You all got any question for Sister Yael? You all could call in. All right? What's the number again?
Number is 914-297-7488.
All right, we got a caller. Are we good? Caller, you tune into Raven and Wolves radio show. You got a question? Hello?
Hello, I don't have a question, but I just wanted to call and say and give support to Sister Yael. She did an excellent job giving us a lot of information and things.
Okay,
All
okay.
praises, thank you.
All praises,
Okay,
sis. Where you calling from?
Thanks again.
Where you calling from, sis? Okay. All right, shalom, shalom. Hello? Hello?
Shalom, shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom.
Hello?
Hey, shalom. Most High Christ bless. You tune into Raven and Wolves radio show. You want to say something to Sister Shael?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, sir.
Oh, you speak. See if you can hear.
Shalom. Shalom, sis. Can you hear me?
Shalom.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, this is Sister Yael. Do you have a question?
Sis, turn down the radio in the background.
Oh, okay.
That's why you can't hear us. You got to turn down the
periscope.
The periscope.
All right, you good?
Turn that down. Shalom, this is Sister Bina from IUIC Atlanta. I had a question for Sister Yael.
Shalom, Sister Bina. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you so much. First, I wanted to thank Deacon Malachi for bringing the subject up. All praises to the Most High for that. Thank you so much, Deacon.
All right, all praises, all praises.
Sister, you mentioned some supplements, the chaseberry, the red clover, and the red raspberry. Would you take all of those at one time, or how should you consume?
Yes, you would take them all at one time. They just herbs. Okay, you could look at the directions on the bottle. You can follow that if you like. Personally, I don't. I usually take 2 or 3 times a day.
Oh, okay, very good. And one more question. You mentioned the wheatgrass juice powder. So we'll stay away from the wheatgrass powder and just go directly to the wheatgrass juice?
Wheatgrass juice powder if you're going to be supplementing. If you want the wheatgrass juice and you can get it in your local neighborhood, you can do that. But sometimes some people don't have time to do it or different things that they want to go, they want to travel with the product. So that's why I'm saying get wheatgrass juice powder and not just wheatgrass powder. Because the wheatgrass powder doesn't really have any effects. Once you turn it into the juice and you make it into a powder, it's more effective. So that's why I recommended Dr. Berg's wheatgrass juice powder.
Right.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Right.
And the enzyme, would you please spell that enzyme that you mentioned?
Yes. It's high potency. It's doctor's best. High potency Serra SERRAPEPTASE. That's serrapeptase. And you want 120,000 SPU.
SPU.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. It's vegetarian capsules. Christ bless you for your talent and sharing that with the family. Thank you so much.
Yes, Most High Christ bless you.
All right, shalom.
Most High Christ bless.
All right, shalom. Shalom, sis. Hey, so I want you all to understand a lot of the things we're using is everything that we are using. Okay, caller.
Shalom. Shalom, can you hear me? don't think they can hear me.
Shalom, shalom. You tune into Raven and Wolves radio show. Hello?
Shalom. Shalom.
All right, shalom. Most High Christ bless, brother. You got a question concerning Fibroids?
Shalom.
You got
Most High Christ
Fibroids?
bless you all. Deacon Mac.
I just messing with you,
Deacon,
man.
how are you?
I'm fine. I know who this is. This is France, brother France.
Yes, Deacon.
Yes, Most High Christ bless, brother.
Listen, I'm all right.
All right.
This is France, absolutely, bro. This is France.
Okay, I know your voice.
I want to make a statement.
Okay.
And also caution my sister.
Okay.
In a way, look, I'll be 60.
Hello?
I'll be 60 years.
60?
This December. I have been through a lot in life, and I've been a vegan for 35 years.
Okay. Hello?
I've been a vegan for 35 years.
Okay.
And I just stopped for the past 6 months to eat only fish. Now, my advice, many of the manufactured products in the boxes, be it vegetable or whatever, are all still calculated to harm us. Because everything being done in this world is targeted against we, the Israelites. Now, I have sometimes in past sold this type of boxes of drugs, and they are very expensive. And how many people can afford all these things?
Okay.
And what we need to do is that exercise of the body, the regulation of your food that you take in, that should be the discipline that we need to give to all our people. And what I will advise the sister to do is for her to organize other sisters, for them to start taking herbs and things themselves and produce this help for our nation. Because we cannot trust the Chinese people. We cannot trust the Edomites. We cannot trust the Ishmaelites. We cannot trust the Ammonites. We cannot trust any other nations except we, the Israelites, who have repented from our sins and taken hold of this message forward ever. We're not looking back again. It's about time that we start doing things on our own.
You are 100% right.
Medicines.
You are 100%
our
right.
own things. We don't need to sell all these things to our people. They are dangerous still, bro.
You are 100% right. That's why the sister is here on the show. That's why we brought her here on the show. Everything.
Bro, we'll talk later. Shalom, because I want the program still to go on. Shalom. Most High Christ bless you.
All right, Most High Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless, friends. So.
Can I make a disclaimer?
Okay.
Okay, I want to make a disclaimer. I'm not here to treat or cure any disease.
Exactly.
All right. This is just for information purposes only. These are things that I would do if I had fibroids.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I agree with him, but at this time, don't we get our stuff from?
Right. So right now we living here in Babylon. You understand? And it's hard. We don't have no farms set up as yet. These is things that we working on doing. We have no farm set up. We got to go to the scripture said Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It says read that real quick. You know, because everything the sister mentioned, you know, it's all natural stuff that you could find to try to heal your body. You understand? You know, but let me show you what God says concerning us, the food we eating and so forth here in society. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
Meaning if you want food, you got to go to your enemy for that. You understand? We living here in Babylon, you know, we don't have land to grow our own food. You know, we don't have boats. A lot of brothers, we ain't got boats to go fishing and catch our own fish. We ain't got land to farm or to get our own cattle and so forth. Yep. You understand? But we want to meet on that level to do that.
Right.
You understand? But right now we serving our enemies for food, clothing, everything we want. For the one of all things, we going to the white man for it. And in process of doing that, the white man is poisoning us. Yep. You understand? He's poisoning the sisters. You know? But in the future, we want to set things up where we got our own farm set up. You know, so I will start back eating meat. I tell you, if a brother set up a farm where he farming, where he got the chickens and the goats and shit. I'd start back eating meats right now. You understand me?
Right,
You know, you know, for real. I'm telling you, but we know these things get us sick. That's why the scripture says we're gonna eat our food defiled.
That's right.
You know, but also I want everybody to understand. You know what we are bringing out here. We ain't telling you we gonna cure nothing, because the white man, you know, he gonna come after us. You understand? He gonna say, yo, you're claiming to cure something. No, they coming and they trying to throw us in jail and so forth. Right. You know, what we giving sisters is natural remedies and so forth that could help to treat fibroids. You understand? You know, you sisters that's struggling with fibroids, you all have natural stuff you could it's natural stuff you could use to treat it. You understand? To stop it from flaring up. You know, first get your spirit right. Go to the Most High and get your spirit right. Get rid of all of that negative built up emotions that you got towards your husband, your kids, or your brothers and all your sisters. You understand? And start treating it. Go to the Most High and start treating it. Right. You know, because fibroids is something that's very big amongst our people. You know, so remember what we say. We ain't telling you all that this is going to cure it. You know, it's up to the Most High if he take it away from you, you know. That's right. The Most High, but we giving you all natural ways of dealing with it. You know, and a lot of time these natural ways work. It's better than going and get your uterus cut out by the white man. No, you can't have no more kids. You understand? So, callers, you all could call in. You know, the number is what? What's the number?
The number is...
All right, sis, you got it.
Shalom. Most High Christ bless.
Shalom. Shalom.
This is
I just want to give all praises to the work and the research you put in to this. It's something that we really needed. Actually, I'm calling on my wife's behalf. She's at work right now, but she wanted to know about the contraceptive called the Mirena. She had that installed a few years back, and it actually stopped her menstruation altogether. She hadn't had one in 3 years due to this insert of this contraceptive. Is that something she needs to be concerned about?
Well, there's a lot of contraceptives that do that. There was one, was it Depo-Provera, different things like that stop the menstrual sometimes. Usually it will come back, but if she starts getting on those herbs that I mentioned, it should help to regulate and balance her. And there's another one, false unicorn. There's another herb called false unicorn. She could try taking that as well, because that also will help bring on menses as well.
Okay. She can try. And again, I just want to thank for all the effort and work you've been putting into this, the research and the study.
Thank you.
Deacons mentioned, you know, this isn't something like the caller that called in earlier. Like Deacon said, you know, he had, you know, a lot of good points. But like Deacon said, you know, we're not at that point where we can sustain ourselves. But this is something that we need to work up to. And like, one of the things a lot of the sisters need to realize is it's not only their health, but it's, you know, the men's health and the children's health as well, as far as the things that they prepare, cook, and, you know, feed us. So, you know, the information you're putting out there is real good, and it actually needs to be expounded on and you know, brought into the different camps, and, you know, where the women can learn how to not only keep themselves healthy, their families as well.
Yeah.
So I just want to give all praises for all the work you put in.
Thank you. If I could say also to you that, you know, when it's time for trying to regenerate and healing, it's expensive. It can get that way. So that's why it's better to try to prevent than to get sick. So in your wife should try to look into changing her whole diet, look into all the things I said. Not everything is going to work for everybody, but look and see into it and try it, you know, and Lord's will, the Lord might bless you and start having those things start flowing again in her, you know.
Also fast. Okay. Also, brother, she could fast. You know what I mean? When you fast, that help heal the body. You know, fast on the regular, once a week, you know, or so forth. You know, it helped to heal the body, you know.
Yeah, and that makes sense because I know, when you look at the other nations, when it comes to us, one of the things we don't do, we don't exercise, we don't eat right. When you look at these other nations there and the stuff, for as exercise, cycling, yoga, all this stuff to reduce stress, to keep their body, healthy.
Right.
It was a thing I had looked at years ago. It was called a Garrison diet. It's some type of facility Esau has established over in Mexico where these people go for months on end where they fast and do daily colonics and eat natural fruits and herbs to cure all these diseases. And when y'all was showing the chart of the colon earlier, it actually made sense to me what I was looking at in the video, because they were talking about the colon was actually the health or, of your body. If your colon is out of whack, your whole body is out of whack. And, that was one of the things. And it was like, ding, ding, ding. I saw the program, maybe a year ago. But when I saw the chart and it was listed all the different points inside of the colon that affects the body, everything just made sense how they were doing or treating these different ailments just with fasting, diet, and colonics, daily colonics. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to try to, I've been trying to get her to get that thing removed because, that's just not natural. The Most High, gave you that for a reason, but when she had that put in about 3-4 years ago, it just stopped it altogether. So I'm trying to get her to get that thing removed out, and like I say, fasting is something I want to mention to her. I've been trying to get her to do a lot more exercise and other things to help out with that, but I've been worried about that, and when I saw the show this morning, that was one of the things, I was concerned about, and I had talked to her about it before, and she had asked me to call in and just ask that question if there were any complications that could arise, from that particular contraceptive.
Yeah, you want to get that removed. It's not healthy for a woman not to have a menstrual. I mean, sometimes if you go on a raw diet, usually a woman will lose her menses. If you do go on a raw diet, it will become lessened, and that's because my feeling is that because they're not taking anything that has to do with hormones, like fats and different things like that. You're just eating totally raw, but for her to not have a menses, I mean, we're supposed to have it. I mean, scripturally it says that, so we need to have that flowing properly. So when she gets it taken out, usually it will come back. I didn't know she didn't have it taken out. I thought it was taken out and it didn't. She wasn't getting her flow. But usually when you stop taking these things, it does come back. But you want to balance your hormones, so those herbs will help balance the hormones when she gets that taken out, or she can take it now as well.
Okay, all praises. All right, thanks so much.
All right, brother. Shalom. Most High Christ bless.
All right, most Christ bless.
Now, as I say, a lot of our people, a lot of our people, Esau, they take a lot of Esau, what do you call it? Contraceptives.
Yeah, contraceptive. Yeah.
And some of these things mess sisters up. They clot their blood, they became mood swings and
they grow a beard.
Yeah, they grow beards and all of that, because it's hormones in these things that the hormones in their bodies all in balance. So, you start seeing different things happening to them, So I would advise sisters that's on these contraceptive to, if it's not like a life or death reason why you gotta go on it, then get off of it, you know what I mean? Because it could end up damaging your health in the future, So callers, you all could call in. We got Sister Yael, you understand? Or here on the bench on the Raven and Wolves radio show. You understand? So you all call in. You all got any question? I know a lot of you sisters dealing with this, all right, with this problem. A lot of you all got fibroids. You all want to know how you all could treat it and so forth. You all probably had tried different things and you all want to know what's something new you all could use. Just call in and talk to the sister. Caller, you call into the Raven and Wolves radio show. You got a question?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Shalom, sis. Most High Christ bless.
Shalom. I just came in on the show. I have a question. I'm calling out of Brooklyn. Do you know what I could use for? The doctor said that the lining in my uterus is
it's thin.
What do you call it?
It's shedding.
It's thick or something, and it's making my uterus enlarged.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use some of those products you mentioned?
Yes, you could try the serapeptase, because what that sounds like to me is also that the collagen fibers that are there, they're getting thick. You can do that. Also, red raspberry, that helps to balance out the lining in the uterus as well. So you want to do the red raspberry, chase tree. As like I said, those herbs that I named for women, red raspberry, chase tree berry, the red clover. I mean, these are things that you can constantly take. I mean, red clover, you probably want to take it for a while and stop off of it. But those you can take because these help with the female reproductive organs. So you want to get those constantly in your body.
Hello, caller, you there?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, and then not only the supplements, work with your diet as well. Work with the way you're eating. Exercise, put movement in your body. Just like we were bringing up, fasting, praying, all these things go in hand. It's holistic. I'm licensed as a holistic health practitioner, so you got to deal with the whole body. You can't just deal with half of it. You can't just deal with just only the food. Don't deal with the herbs, or just fast and pray, but don't put no works into what you asking the Lord for. So you have to put it all together. It works hand in hand.
Okay, thank you so much, sister.
Yes. Shalom.
Hey, I got a scripture. One scripture I want to read. I think is Ecclesiasticus 3:38 and 1. Ecclesiasticus
38 and verse 1.
Yeah.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 38, verse 1. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him. For the Lord hath created him.
For the Lord hath created him. Read on.
For of the Most High cometh healing.
From what?
Of the Most High cometh healing.
So you all want healing, you all got to go to the physician, number one. But also you all got to remember, is the Most High going to use that physician to heal you? Mm-hmm. Whether it's a physician in Esau, whether it's a doctor, it could be an Edomite, a Moabite, the Most High could use him to heal you. You understand? Or whether it's a herbatologist, you understand? The Most High could use that physician to heal you. You understand? Keep on reading.
And he shall receive honor of the king.
Read on.
The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Read that again.
The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Read that again.
The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Will not abhor them. To abhor them meaning to hate them. You understand? The Most High created medicine from where?
Out of the earth.
Out of the earth. That's the herbs that we're reading about here. Okay? That's the herbs we're reading about here. Let's get the caller. Caller, you call into Raven and Wolves radio show. Or caller, you gotta call back. We ain't hearing you. Call back, call back. So the Most High, read that again.
The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
All right. Caller, you calling into the Raven and Wolves radio show. You got a question?
You got to turn your periscope down.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Hello?
Caller, turn your periscope down.
My girlfriend, she's been dealing with
Yo, what? I didn't hear you clearly. Repeat it again.
And
hello. Hello, brother.
Recommends for her digestive system.
Brother, hello. I'm not hearing you. Hello.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. What you said? Repeat what you said.
You hear me? You Deacon?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Repeat what you said.
I can barely understand you.
Can you repeat what you said? I was not hearing you.
Yes, I was trying to find out about the digestive system.
Okay.
And my girlfriend has been having problems going to the restroom.
Okay.
And we were trying to find out what type of herbs or what does she's been to the doctor and they can't find the problem.
Okay.
So we were wondering what can she do to combat her situation.
Okay, so let me tell you something, right? There's little. Can I just answer this one? Okay. And then I'm gonna let you do your thing too. All right. Like, you could use prune juice. You know, prune juice good for that, correct, sis? Am I right? Yeah. You could use prune juice. That's good for the digestive system. Like a lot of time when brothers and sisters is clogged up, you know, where they constipated and they can't stool,